using new innovations and smart technology to restore outages faster. And we're doing it all in cost-efficient ways to keep bills as low as possible while we serve you with reliable energy. Duke Energy, building a smarter energy future. Paid for by Duke Energy shareholders.
Coming up in 2 minutes from the Technology Recyclers studios, who police in Muncie arrested in a teenager's death. The man now accused of killing someone in Evansville last month, and how the Fever came out with a win in Atlanta to move on in the next round of the WNBA playoffs. You're listening to 93 WIBC, WIBC HD1 Indianapolis. It's 9 o'clock.
Saving TikTok. I'm Chris Foster, Fox News. President Trump's been speaking with China's President Xi this morning about finalizing a deal for the social media company's Chinese-owned parent company to sell to American investors rather than have it banned.
Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent said earlier this week that a framework deal to keep the social media app operational in the U.S. had been reached. Bessent says the agreement satisfies both U.S. and Chinese interests. Critics maintain any deal must ensure the app is separated from its Beijing-based parent company ByteDance to protect the country's national security.
Fox's Madeline Rivera. The manhunt for a child killer, his own children, appears to be over in Washington state.
Authorities in Washington state believe they've found the remains of Travis Decker. The Chelan County Sheriff's Office says human remains were discovered Thursday night in a remote wooded area near Leavenworth. Speaking of Fox 13 Seattle, Chelan County Sheriff Mike Morrison says police are still waiting to confirm the identity of the remains, but
we do feel pretty confident that there's a high probability this is him, just based off the clothing, some other personal items that we found on scene.
Decker's daughters, age 5, 8, and 9, were found suffocated in June. Decker had been on the run for 3 months. Ted Lindner, Fox News.
Votes expected today in the House on a Republican plan to fund the federal government until the end of October to buy more time and prevent a partial government shutdown October 1st.
Democrats have criticized the legislation because it lacks an extension of Affordable Care Act health insurance premium subsidies that are set to expire at the end of the year. Senate Majority Leader John Thune says he expects the bill to pass out of the House, and if it makes it to the Senate, Democrats will, quote, come to their senses and join us in passing it.
Fox's Ryan Schmelz in Washington. President Trump's suggestion that the U.S. retake control of Bagram Air Base in Afghanistan is rejected by the Taliban Foreign Ministry. The base was turned over to the Afghan military shortly before the Taliban took back control of the country, with American troops pulling out. America's listening to Fox News.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
She's dead, and he's in custody. Sunny and 67, sunshine for much of the day today, the high around 88. I'm Jarrett Lewis. Here's what's trending at 9:02. A 14-year-old girl is dead, and a 15-year-old boy is arrested for the shooting at an apartment in Muncie. Police responded to the complex Thursday. The girl was found shot. She was taken to IU Health Ball Memorial Hospital, where she later died. The boy faces preliminary charges of reckless homicide, dangerous possession of a firearm, pointing a firearm, and theft of a firearm. Evansville police said Thursday they've charged a man who was just released from prison for the killing of a realtor in late August. Jake McDaniel has more.
Police say Jamaris Parkman came in through an unlocked door, strangled Susan Haney, and dragged her to the basement of her home on East Gum Street. Investigators say a DNA test last week linked Parkman to the killing after his DNA was found on Haney and her DNA was found on some of his belongings. Officers found Parkman with scratches on his body, and he's now in the Vanderburgh County Jail. Jake McDaniel, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
On Monument Circle last night. About 100 people joining in singing and prayer for conservative Speaker Charlie Kirk. It's been 9 days since Kirk was killed at a Turning Point USA event in Utah. His service is Sunday at the Cardinals Stadium in Glendale, Arizona. $3.07 a gallon is the statewide average for gas today, says Gas Buddy. In Indianapolis, gas is now under $3 at $2.97 on average. That's the cheapest in the state. In a drama-filled second half, the Indiana Fever coming away with a big win, 87-85 over Atlanta in Game 3 of their playoff series. They trailed by 5 with about a minute to go, but are now moving on to the semifinals.
The resilience, the toughness, the grit, the fight, the scrappiness, and you always give yourself a chance. And I love riding with these guys. I love coaching them. and I'm just so incredibly proud of them.
Head coach Stephanie White. Kelsey Mitchell had 24 points to lead the team in scoring again. They now will face Las Vegas in the next round. In college football action tomorrow, Notre Dame has Purdue. Ball State is at UConn, and the 19th-ranked Indiana Hoosiers will take on number 9 Illinois. It's just the second meeting between the two teams when they've both been ranked. Now with a check of traffic this morning, Matt Bear.
All right, Jarrett, northbound 65 stop and go Raymond Street up to the south split. That's a construction zone. Eastbound 465, a little bit slow, Allisonville Road over 269. Traffic sponsored by Rapid Radios. Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies with nationwide LTE coverage. For a limited time, get 60% off and free UPS shipping at rapidradios.com. Use code RADIO for an extra 5% off. I'm Matt Bear with traffic on the 5s. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
Comcast Business High Five Hotline. What's the state of your excitement?
I signed my business up for the 5-year price lock guarantee, and I can't stop high-fiving people. High five!
Okay,
Oh,
deep
high
breath.
Five, high five.
You're in a good place. You signed your business up for 5 years of gig speed internet and advanced security, all on our ultra-reliable network.
Gig speeds and advanced security? I'm so stoked.
Yep, and you get it at a great rate that's locked in for 5 years.
Woo!
The high five is just your body's way of saying, I'm winning.
So this is natural.
High-fiving everyone you see in a state of business savings enthusiasm? Totally natural.
Sweet! Thank you! Thank you! High five, everybody! High five!
The Comcast Business 5-year price lock guarantee is back, but only for a limited time, so sign your business up today.
High five!
Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Ends 9/21/25 for new customers with qualifying bundle. Current customers may be eligible depending on services and area. Guaranteed rate applies to monthly service charge, excluding taxes and fees. Other restrictions apply.
This hour powered by Absolute Comfort, your American Standard Mitsubishi Electric Douglas Mini Splits dealer.
A forecast from the American Standard Cooling Weather Center.
Mostly sunny, very hot. Heading into the afternoon, today's high 90, partly cloudy, quiet, and mild overnight. Lows into the mid-60s. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Marcus Bailey, 93 WIBC.
And I'm Jarrett Lewis on the level on the go and on WIBC.com. Kendall and Casey starts now.
You're listening to Rob Kendall.
When we talk about sending money somewhere, we're talking about printing the money because we have no money.
And Casey Daniels.
My government would never lie to me, would they?
On 93 WIBC.
It's never the law. It's never the act. It's the cover-up.
Oh, okay.
You know, that's the famous saying, right? You know, it's never the crime, it's the cover-up that gets people in trouble.
Sure.
And boy, howdy, look, if you're telling the truth, you never have to remember it, right?
Yeah.
Because it comes natural to you. It's Kendall Casey Show. I'm Rob. That's Casey. And the big story yesterday was, of course, we had Aaron Sheridan, former senior advisor to Lieutenant Governor Micah Beckwith, on our program, who described in great detail seeing the artificial intelligence pornography being shared in the lieutenant governor's office.
Correct.
And I think the two major takeaways from that, from her allegation, other than seeing it and it being shared in a fashion, who was sharing it, she claims the two individuals identified in the LaBianco piece, Tom LaBianco, the freelance writer who broke this story. But it was that those two individuals claimed that according to her, that the lieutenant governor knew about it, and that she reported it the day after to Sherry Ellis, Micah Beckwith's chief of staff.
Right.
Now, it's fascinating to see, and part of this, and it happens in politics a lot, is that we get so invested in people that we will never believe anything bad about them. Like there's some mental block where we just don't allow ourselves to believe, because then we would be flawed. We would be admitting our own flaws. And so many people, especially with politics, there's such an emotional investment in people. They just simply can't bring themselves to believe that.
Well, you see it with Donald Trump all the time.
And when you take what Aaron Sheridan told us, it's one thing for her to tell it to me, like, offline source, whatever. It's another thing for her to tell stories even to law enforcement. It's a third thing to go on these public airwaves in great detail with her name behind it and tell the story.
Right.
And then she told, essentially, in even much greater detail, to Abdul, which some very interesting things came out of that as well, because he went further than just what our
he had more time.
Yeah, our focus was just this artificial intelligence video allegedly being shared. But the two, so you have to, after hearing that yesterday, as a reasonable person, not some loyalist to one side or another, not somebody who hates or loves politicians, but you as an individual free thinker, if you heard that interview yesterday, to say to yourself, either this woman is a absolute narcissistic, sociopathic, pathological liar, somebody who's never sought the spotlight, somebody who's never run for public office, that this woman is a level that she needs to be institutionalized, or she's telling you the truth.
Right. This is a state employee, someone who doesn't have broadcasting training, who...
Or doesn't want it. Doesn't want the spotlight.
Not a media personality.
And I think you got to make a giant leap in the level of detail in which she described that yesterday with her name on it, described it to Abdul, that, and has cooperated fully with the authorities, that this woman, I just can't see what would be in it for her to have made it all up. It's caused her all sorts of grief, all sorts of drama, all sorts of legal expenses. She's had to have legal counsel as she's participated with law enforcement. Why would that person do it? Okay, so then it becomes the pivot, right? Because when you say that out loud, people kind of go, well, you know what, you're right. Then the pivot is, what? This isn't even a big deal. I can't even believe it's a thing. Okay. But the fact is, the Indiana General Assembly thought it was a big enough thing that they passed a law about it. So if you don't like that, take it up with them. And to me, it isn't even the thing. It's the pattern of deceptive, dishonest behavior from the lieutenant governor, which we have laid out in irrefutable fashion time after time after time after time. So it comes to today, in which Tony Katz reached out to the lieutenant governor about Aaron Sheridan's statements yesterday on our program. And remember, like we said, if you're telling the truth, you never have to remember anything because it's the truth. And it's usually not the act, it's the cover-up that gets people in trouble. So here is what Micah said to Tony Katz, and he, I think, revealed this on his program this morning. He said we could share the quote. Here's what he said. And this is the quote verbatim. I don't like you. That's how he started his answer to Tony Katz.
I don't like you.
How pastoral of you, Micah. I don't like you. You're incredibly arrogant. And I think you just like to hear the sound of your own voice. That was how he started his quote to Tony Katz about artificial intelligence pornography allegedly being shared in his office.
I don't like you.
Tony Katz, unlike us, because I had the source, has been way more on the side of Micah on this. I think until yesterday when somebody came out and put their name behind it and said, but Tony Katz has totally defended him on this. And that's how he greets him. I don't like you. But all that to say, I appreciate you reaching out and asking. I don't like you.
Thanks for asking.
Thanks for asking. No, the video does not exist. I never saw it, nor did I ever laugh at it, or even the idea of it. I would, in all caps, fire anyone immediately if that kind of crap was ever happening in my office. And this is important. Here we go.
Yeah.
The very first time I even heard of the alleged video was late summer when the reporter reached out to me saying he talked to Aaron about this video. Okay, that's very important. This quote is very important. I'm going to read it to you again. The very first time I even heard of the alleged video was late summer when the reporter reached out to me saying he talked to Aaron about this video. Now, Tom LaBianco is a national reporter. He's been at this for a very long time. And I read that and I thought, there is zero way LaBianca called him and was like, hey, Aaron Sheridan told me this. What say you?
Yeah, he's not going to reveal his source.
So I reached out to Tom and I said, hey, Tom, here's Micah's quote. Is this accurate? Did you reveal Aaron Sheridan as a source? And did you tell Micah that when you reached out about the story? Here is Tom LaBianca's quote that he said we can repeat on this radio program.
Sure.
Micah Beckwith told me he learned about the deepfake video from a treasurer's office employee. Now, he names the person. We're not going to name this person here. But this person was working in the state treasurer's office at the time. Let me repeat that. Micah Beckwith told me he learned about the deepfake video from a treasurer's office employee when I spoke to him for the story. I never told him how I learned about the deepfake porn his staff watched. I don't know why he's making stuff up, but I'm used to that at this point. I'm still waiting for the results of his internal investigation, which I filed a public records request for. So, as we've told you on this program, you can either believe the person who has nothing to gain by any of this. She's admitted by her telling her story she will probably never, ever be able to be hired in state government ever again. It's cost her great financial and personal sacrifice and has no history of lying whatsoever. Or you can believe this guy with everything to lose, who we on this program have caught in one lie after another, and at best, giving him every benefit of the doubt, they were statements that were completely inconsistent with the facts as we know it. And here is another one in which Tom LaBianca, the reporter, is telling us what Micah told him, and it is the complete opposite of what he just told Tony Katz.
Yeah, so there's two different names. Who did he actually hear about this from? He's claiming he heard it from Aaron.
And how many times do you have to be caught in lie after lie after lie before you say, this isn't innocent? This isn't just some guy who got confused. One time, okay, sure, maybe even two. But from this event to how he ended up at Game 3 of the NBA Finals with Diego and a high-profile known felon, this guy cannot tell a consistent, coherent, verifiable story. You decide who's telling the truth.
It's Kendall and Casey. It's 93 WIBC.
Sun's up, the coffee is brewing, and Tony Katz is your morning information barista.
Tony Katz, good to be with you.
Clarity.
We're not interested in having this debate. We're only interested in honestly addressing the issue.
Context.
We should not present this in any other light. The objective is the destruction of Western civilization.
And a little caffeine.
Only the Constitution should rule.
Tony Katz in the morning news. Weekdays 6 till 9 on 93 WIBC.
Change is always happening. It's part of life. And when it comes to music, change is all around us. Songs are rewritten. Classics are remixed. Bands and artists come and go. Even our taste in music changes. Here at Xfinity, we know there's still good in keeping some things the same. That's why we want to do our part with a 5-year price guarantee on our internet. It means no matter what changes, you get 5 years of the most reliable Wi-Fi with our best equipment included for a price that stays exactly the same. Surprised? Life is full of them. One internet price, 5 years, guaranteed. Learn more at xfinity.com/deals. Restrictions apply. New residential customers only. Taxes and fees extra and subject to change. Most reliable Wi-Fi based on Open Signal Awards USA. Fixed Broadband Experience Report, August 2024.
20 ribeyes for $35. That's 20 ribeyes for $35 at 2 locations in Indianapolis going on now. 20 ribeyes for only $35 at the corner of South Emerson and Thompson Road. Just look for the big truck. Also in the parking lot across the street from Perry Meridian 6th Grade Academy. Also on the big truck is cases of T-bones, fillets, New York strips, burgers, and a whole lot more. Big truck sale. Marinated chicken breasts too. Don't wait. Big steak bake sale at 2 different locations at the corner of South Emerson and Thompson Road. Also in the Hardee's parking lot on Meridian across from Perry Meridian 6th Grade Academy. 20 ribeyes for just $35. Don't wait. Everything must go. Big truck sale. That's 20 ribeyes for $35 at the corner of South Emerson and Thompson Road. Also in the Hardee's parking lot on Meridian across from Perry Meridian 6th Grade Academy. Get there before the truck is gone.
Mike Rowe here with a random fact. More than half of the homes that have basements in North America will experience water damage. It's true. Whether it's basement moisture, flooding, or bowing walls, do yourself a favor and call a groundworks company. I spent some time working with these guys. They're the real deal. Their people are trained and certified to waterproof your basement and stabilize your walls. Schedule a free inspection with Indiana Foundation Service, a groundworks company.
Licensed in all states where work is performed. See website for details.
Fall is here, and if that means it's time for new flooring in your home, then Brothers Floor Covering is ready to help. Brand new carpet, hardwoods, laminates, and luxury vinyl plank in stock now. Plus, Brothers Floor Covering can get your new flooring installed in as little as a few weeks. Visit Brothers Floor Covering today at their new location, 8550 Michigan Road. Discover why buying local means receiving more, not paying more. Get the flooring of your dreams installed now. Stop in today or visit brothers-floorcovering.com.
It all comes down to this, folks.
Yep, the entire season is on the line.
But my throat has officially thrown in the towel. Sounds like you need Vicks VapoCool drops. They're max strength and vaporize sore throat pain.
Whoa! These VapoCool drops hit fast.
Speaking of fast, did you just see that play?
Yeah, he vaporized that ball.
That pun should have come with a penalty.
Vaporize sore throat pain with Vicks VapoCool drops. Use as directed.
The Attorney General's Office, reuniting Hoosiers with over $1 million in unclaimed property every week. Visit indianaunclaimed.gov or text Hammer and Nigel to 46220 today.
Heat and cool with nearly geothermal efficiency in places you can't fit ductwork with Mitsubishi Electric Ductless Mini Splits.
Just go to absolutecomfort.org. That's absolutecomfort.org.
Okay, so Braun is threatening to pull the license of teachers related to their online conduct regarding the assassination of Charlie Kirk.
Yeah, he emphasized that educators are held to a higher standard due to their influence over youth.
Okay, so Braun obviously is the governor of the state of Indiana. I should clarify that. I assume most people know that, but maybe not everybody. Mike Braun is the governor of the state of Indiana. And Indiana Capital Chronicle, amongst others, have this big article about how there are teachers who have allegedly put things up that are just,
celebrating
in line with other people who have made horrendous statements online about the death of Charlie Kirk. Many of those people their employers have been contacted. They have been fired from their jobs. And now the governor is coming out and threatening to do the same to these people through revoking their teaching license. Now, traditionally, license revocation from a teacher, not firing you from a position at the school. We're not talking about this. We're talking about like pulling your license, which would greatly limit your ability to, or not just out and out stop your ability in most cases to get a teaching job anywhere. This is previously license revocation has related to criminal behavior. Like, you're convicted of a crime and we can't have you in the classrooms.
Yeah, criminal acts are serious misconduct.
Right. So the question is, what is the line to get for online commentary on the death of Charlie Kirk, the assassination of Charlie Kirk, and why does Braun arbitrarily get to decide that? What statement is the tipping point? And how do you know it? Is it like what a Supreme Court justice once said, I can't define pornography, but I know it when I see it? Like, where are we at with this? And is this how we want to police educators?
So Indiana law allows license revocation for immorality, misconduct in office, incompetency, willful neglect of duty. The term immorality is undefined, so that leaves room for some interpretation. If you were celebrating violence is that immoral?
And I would tend to say yes. However, this is where I get very hesitant on this, especially when you have people like Pam Bondi, the Attorney General for the United States, coming out threatening to crack down on people. Look, I said very clearly, very specifically, that these people who are celebrating online violence, no sympathy for them. You're going to be stupid enough to put it on the internet. You run the risk of people, society policing itself. And if your employer, if you're not worth the juice is not worth the squeeze, you out of here. And I don't have any sympathy for those people.
Yeah.
However, I've also said that I think that politicians who are using Charlie Kirk's assassination for political benefit, i.e. people are advocating, we must now redistrict.
It's also gross.
Right. So am I in the speech police category? Am I potentially going to run afoul because I've been critical of people who are using Charlie Kirk's assassination for political benefit? Like where is the line?
Well, that's the problem. The target is moving, isn't it?
In real time.
In real time.
And
every day.
Right. And so that is, and look, these are state employees. I mean, they're government employees. They're employed by the school district, but they're, the public retirement system, et cetera. They are paid by taxpayers. So you see what I'm struggling with? Like, I don't have a problem if somebody is advocating for violence on the internet as a state employee. Hey, you're out of here. Or, as a public employee, you're out of here. But what is the line of which we are willing to tolerate? Can you be critical of Charlie Kirk in any shape, form, or fashion without running the risk of potentially being fired for doing so?
No, I think that is the risk. You're going to face consequences for that. So you have to determine, as you put something out on the internet, is it worth it? Am I standing behind this statement enough to lose my job?
Well, and so that's to come full circle on this. How bad do you need to be seen on the internet, right? Like, you and I joke about this all the time. There's a million things I'd love to say on this radio program that if I had my own podcast separate of our employer, I would absolutely say. But I also recognize that I am a reflection of my employer, and while they give me a lot of leeway, and they're very kind and stand behind me, after almost 25 years in this business, I know where the line is of what they wouldn't stand behind, and I don't dare ever cross it.
You walk right up to it.
But I know that's part of being a highly trained professional, right? Is knowing where that is and not crossing it. And so I don't need to be seen on the internet enough to risk losing my job. And if I can figure it out, then educators, people who are dealing with kids every day, should be able to figure it out too. So I kind of default to, I don't really have any sympathy for them either, other than I want to know where the line is, because once we have the government involved, we get very close to thought police stuff. See, you see where it's like this whole, it's the Dave Mason song, right? Like, it's a land of confusion here.
That's Genesis.
That's Genesis. Thank you.
It is. It's an intersection of free speech and professional standards and also public accountability. I think we're all working through this together in real time because it's moving.
And are we done with when it's the death of Charlie Kirk? Are we over and done with it? Or what is the next thing that then we will say, you can't be critical of blank? And so I just think it's a broader conversation. And you hit the nail on the head, Casey. The problem is it's moving in real time. The standard, the whatever. And when things are moving in real time, they can move really fast.
Yes, they can. And that line moves.
But somebody also made a good point, and I think this is fair. Cancel culture is digging up a tweet from when somebody was 16 years old, or some statement somebody made, when they were 20 years old, 10 years on, and trying to get them fired because of that. That is not happening here.
This is consequence culture.
This is yes, that's right. This is different because it is statements people as adults are making in real time. So just don't give people a reason right now until we figure out where it's at, where the line is.
And that's That's also scary as well, because now what? You're silencing yourself?
Well, but if you really want your job, I silence myself every day, Casey. Every day. You know who should never be silenced is the great Jarrett Lewis, newsman extraordinaire.
He's up next on 93 WIBC.
Texting enrolls you into recurring automated text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Man, I love seeing the old gang at these reunions.
Did you see Brian? He's in better shape than he was 25 years ago. How is that even possible?
Yep, I ran into him a few weeks ago and had to ask. He told me he started taking Nugenix Total T.
The testosterone booster?
Yes, it really works. I started taking it right away and I'm already seeing results.
I was wondering what you were doing. You seriously crushed me in that pickup game last week.
Yep, after 40, energy, strength, drive, it all starts going downhill. But with Nugenix Total T, I feel like my old self again. Stronger, leaner, and my energy is way up. My wife even noticed a difference in the bedroom. They're giving out complimentary bottles right now. Just send them a text.
Text HEFTY to 321-321 for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T, the #1 selling testosterone booster. Text now and you'll also get a free bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, our most powerful fat incinerator. That's HEFTY to 321-321.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
Pausing and remembering. Sunny and 69 in Indianapolis, the high reaching 88 today. I'm Jarrett Lewis. It's now 9:30. People across the country continue to remember the late conservative activist and Turning Point USA founder Charlie Kirk. Fox's Alexis McAdams is in Spanish Fork, Utah, with more.
Today, the House voting on a resolution to make Charlie Kirk's birthday in October a national day of remembrance. But Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett, she's not on board. She's told Axios she's planning to vote against that resolution. The Texas Democrat saying she's not sure what is honorable about the founder of Turning Point USA or anything he's ever had to say. But lawmakers from both sides of the aisle are calling to bring down the political temperature. Utah Valley University students are holding a vigil for unity later tonight. They're going to light candles as they say the murder on their campus wasn't just an attack on Charlie Kirk, but also free expression.
A funeral for the conservative activist is expected to be held in Arizona Sunday with upwards of 70,000 people, maybe more, including President Donald Trump planning to attend. President Trump and his Chinese counterpart reportedly holding talks about the fate of the social media platform TikTok this morning. A potential deal could include the U.S. leasing out the algorithm in a TikTok spinoff, with December seen as the deadline. Cybersecurity experts have warned that leaving China in control of the algorithm could create national security risks. Dozens of protesters, including multiple politicians, arrested Thursday after they tried to inspect holding rooms at an ICE facility in New York City. A sit-in was staged at the ICE office there, with 71 people ended up getting arrested. Officials claimed they were trying to make sure the federal government had improved conditions in the facility. Your opening bell report on 93 WIBC brought to you by Absolute Wealth Management. The Dow is up 146 points to 46,142. The S&P 500 also up 17 points, 6,631. And the NASDAQ in the green, 60 points. It's up to 24,454. I'm Jarrett Lewis, on the level, on the go, and at WIBC.com.
Hey guys, it's Rob for our friend Mark Dietel. You know, Zillow ranks Indianapolis #2 among 2025's hottest markets. Home values have risen and are holding strong. Now is a great time to sell. Hire the team with proven systems to maximize your equity. Sell your home with Mark Dietel. Perhaps you're worried you're going to need costly repairs or upgrades to sell your home. Mark Dietel guarantees your home sold at a mutually agreed upon price and deadline, or he will buy it. Listen to what Luke and Emma in Franklin had to say about working with Mark Dietel. We began building our new dream home, and we needed to sell our old place at a great price to pay for it. The Mark Dietel team made it easy with multiple offers in the first weekend and closed in 25 days at the price we wanted. Call the local Indianapolis agent I trust and recommend, and the agent who guarantees your home sold or he'll buy it. Call Mark Dietel, 317-755-4232 for all the details, or go online to markdietel.com. That's Mark, DIETEL.com.
Oh, how's that flu, babe? Did you take DayQuil Intense Flu yet?
Nah, I got this. Ugh, okay, I don't got this.
You stay on the couch, and I'll grab the DayQuil.
Undo your flu symptoms with DayQuil Intense Flu. DayQuil Intense Flu provides powerful relief of your flu symptoms.
I'm ready for that to-do list.
Wow, you do got this.
DayQuil Intense Flu. The daytime coughing, aching, fever, under your flu medicine. Use as directed, keep out of reach of children.
Siri, read me that text.
Sorry, I can't complete your request.
You want me to read that?
No, I got it.
Construction zone.
I see it.
Watch it. Oh my God. You're gonna hit him!
Oh, fuck!
When driving in a construction zone, be smart, be alert, be in the zone.
This is Brian Short, business manager for the Indiana Laborers District Council. Everyone deserves a safe place to work. Do your part in the cone zone. Slow down, save lives. We're all in this together.
A message from Indiana's District Council of Laborers International Union of North America and affiliated locals.
Don Fisher for QC Kinetics. I was struggling with chronic knee pain and wasn't encouraged with the options of risky surgery and pain pills. QC Kinetics offered the best option for me, cutting-edge regenerative medicine. Their non-invasive treatment stimulated my body's own biologics so I could be pain-free and get back to doing what I love, playing golf. QC Kinetics has a fantastic success rate, and it's clear to see why so many Hoosiers are happy to tell their story of how they reclaimed their lives with the QC Kinetics approach. Ready to live your life pain-free? Go to qckinetics.com/Indianapolis or call 317-559-PAIN and get a no-obligation consultation. QC Kinetics uses the latest technologies, whether it's stem cell, PRP, plasma, or a number of other advanced therapies. Call QC Kinetics. It'll be the best call you will make. Get back in the game, whatever that is for you. Call 317-559-PAIN.
Dirty Diego, oh. Dirty Diego, oh. Dirty Diego, oh. Dirty Diego, oh.
So you know it's bad when we got to be Team Destiny Wells.
Got to give her props for this one.
Okay, so it's Kendall Casey show. I'm Rob. That's Casey. Diego Morales is the Indiana Secretary of State. Our nickname for him is Dirty Diego because he's a dirty, rotten, unethical, corrupt individual. And he regularly just uses and abuses that position for his own benefit. See a mysterious 10-day trip to a foreign country, in this case, India, going with a guy with an $80,000 contract with his office where he won't tell you what the guy does. And that same guy then is bragging about selling visa access in the same city that Diego met with the mayor, according to the Indy Star. And then when Diego gets asked who paid for his trip to India, he won't tell you, and then comes up with some ridiculous story that he paid the money back but won't show you any proof of that. That seems to check all those boxes I just described, right? And that's just one example. So we have a creed on this show, a life mission, if you will, that at any and all opportunities to crap all over Diego Morales, the Secretary of State, we will absolutely take and exploit that opportunity. And in this case,
yesterday he gave us the opportunity.
So, he opened the door because Diego has had some questionable hires, paying some questionable money for those hires in his office. And his excuse when he gets pressed on it, whether it's his brother-in-law or others, is, I hire the best.
Right.
He pounds his chest, I hire the best in my office. So when the best makes a ridiculous mistake, we're going to point out how the best, the taxpayers aren't getting their money for the best. So Destiny Wells has long been a... how would we describe her on this show? We've taken our opportunities to point out how ridiculous she is. She's at least a two-time failed candidate for public office. She lost resoundingly running against Diego in 22, and then lost resoundingly running against Todd Rokita in 24. And then she tried to become the Democrat state party chair and lost that one too. So she's one loss away from becoming the Buffalo Bills of politics and government. For those who don't know, the Buffalo Bills lost 4 consecutive Super Bowls in the 90s. But in this case, she was spot on and pointed out how ridiculous Diego and his staff actually are.
So yesterday, the Secretary of State, Diego Morales, posted, "Happy 78th birthday to the U.S. Air Force. Thank you for protecting our country." Well, that's nice.
Yes.
But there's a picture attached, and the picture, it's got some graphics. It says, "Happy birthday, U.S. Air Force." And there is a picture of a plane. On the bottom, there's the Secretary of State seal.
Oh.
And then, of course, it has his name, Diego Morales, Indiana Secretary of State. Like this happy birthday message to the U.S. Air Force was brought to you by Indiana Secretary of State.
So wait. So like he was a member of the Air Force? Is that why he's?
No, it's just a picture.
He's just trying to get you to think that he's somehow engaged with the U.S. Air Force.
He's just wishing them happy birthday.
You know, manipulation is a strong word, but he's trying to get you to think. He's trying to associate his name with the Air Force.
So, Destiny Wells, who recently updated her profile pic, by the way.
Oh.
I don't know if that means she's about ready to announce another run for something. But she commented, "That's a retired Tomcat. Like Top Gun, dude. As in, ... Navy."
I hired the best! Can't even post the right picture on Twitter.
Apparently, this isn't the first time this has happened with our elected officials. Todd Rokita made a mishap similar to this when he was wishing the U.S. Navy happy birthday back in 22, and his picture was featuring Russian warships.
Well, no, in fairness to Rokita, a lot of times he can't keep people more than 6 months because he's such an ass to work for, which has been laid out in Politico and other places. But in the case of Diego, this is especially egregious because he always touts his military
He was
experience.
in the military.
Well, there's a photo of him appearing to be in the military. Now, his Wikipedia page claims, quote, he was enlisted in the United States Army in 2007, where he was on active duty for 3 months and 18 days. He transferred to the Indiana National Guard, but did not complete the 8-year commitment. So, as someone who's so proud of their military service and brags about it all the time, by the way, has anybody ever seen a military photo of Diego other than that one photo? Is any? I'm not saying they don't exist. I'm just asking, has any person, you can contact us at Rob M. Kendall on Twitter, rob@wibc.com. If anybody's seen a military photo of, because, you know, lots of guys, like, for example, my neighbor, Fireman Scott, was a decorated member of the military. He showed me all sorts of photos of him in combat and with his troops and all sorts of things. Has anybody ever seen those photos of Diego Morales, which would be pretty commonplace for someone who has served in the military?
What was it? It was 3 years?
No, 3 months and 18 days, according to
3
the
months and
Wikipedia
18
page.
days.
Now, okay, so my question is for somebody who is so proud of their military service and such a military expert, and who I hired the best.
Right. Well, I was going to say, this is probably someone on his staff.
But he hires the best.
Who put this picture up.
Now, what happened to the best? Because now, as a member of the military, a decorated, esteemed member of the military, Diego, no doubt you would be enraged that someone would make such an egregious mistake. I'd love to know what happened to the best for this huge faux pas.
The best made a mistake, didn't they?
Besmirching our military across the greater fruited plain. You want to know what happened? Nothing. Nothing, because nothing ever happens. Anyway, what else are we talking about?
The sentiment is true, though. Happy 78th birthday to the U.S. Air Force. All right, talk to me about these voter centers.
Okay, so vote centers have come about. I think they've really become popular the last 10 years in the state of Indiana because what our state recognized is, especially in the low turnout elections, we have what they call vote precincts, right? You remember in your town, you'd vote at this church or that rec center or whatever. And you have to pay people to man all of these locations. And, you know, you may have a municipal election where 1,000 people vote and you got 10 centers and you got 5 people at every vote center. It's like, do we really need 50 paid employees to manage, you know, an election where 1,000 people are participating? So what they did is they went to these idea of vote center. A lot of counties have gone to these idea of vote centers because you put everybody at one hub. So instead of having 10 locations in your community, you might have one larger place with just 3 places where you could, two vote centers or 3 vote centers in a community, and you have to have a lot fewer people manning the polls. You have to have a lot fewer workers. It is a huge saving to the taxpayers. And what they've also started doing is, I live in Brownsburg, but the vote centers will contain every ballot in your county. So you walk in, I could go to Plainfield. They've got a vote center there. They got one in every town in the county. Show your ID. Okay, Rob Kendall, you live at so-and-so. Here's your ballot, and it will match the ballot perfectly, and that ballot is tabulated the same as it would be anywhere else. It's a great idea if you actually give a damn about the taxpayers and want to save them money. but it also would make it easier to vote because people can stop in anywhere, anytime. And a lot of places, see Hamilton County, don't want that because they depend on low voter turnout.
So as of right now, 68 of Indiana's 92 counties have adopted the vote center model, and a survey showed that 60% of the people do support the vote center model, except for, like you mentioned, in Hamilton County, their election board failed to reach the unanimous vote required to adopt the countywide vote center model. So they're not going to be doing that there.
Right. So it generally takes a unanimous vote to move items forward on anything related to elections in a county. The elections are generally in the state of Indiana, while there are state requirements, voter ID, et cetera. The counties administer their own elections. And there is one person from each political party on this 3-person board, and any of the parties would have veto. And so in this case, the Republicans, because they don't want these vote centers in Hamilton County because it would make it easier for people to vote, and they depend on, because they're so poorly governed and the Republicans so poorly governed, the more people would turn out, the worse it would be for them, that they don't want these vote centers. And they want you to just keep paying out the ass for these municipal elections that 9 people vote in.
Delaware County, they recently approved the switch to the vote center model. It is Kendall and Casey. It's 93 WIBC.
Hammer and Nigel Show. We are live at the Suburban Indy Fall Home Show, Grand Park this afternoon. Join us live 3 to 7.
When you own a business, it feels like everything's on you. Orders, deliveries, employees, on you. That's why Comcast Business is giving you a year of mobile on us with your internet service.
Really?
Yep. We'll cover your first line of mobile for 1 year. So calling customers, getting directions, texting Janine and shipping, on us. The broken coffee maker? That one's still on you, which means you'll save hundreds for your business and get the fastest mobile service with 5G cellular and Wi-Fi hotspots, on us. But hurry, this deal won't last long. Get a mobile plan and free up the budget to maybe, I don't know, fix that coffee maker? Get mobile on us for 1 year, you guessed it, on us. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Ends 10/21/25. Restrictions apply. New mobile customers only with internet standard service or above. Limited to value of 1 unlimited intra-line applied via 12 monthly internet bill credits. 1 discount per account. Fastest mobile based on mobile Wi-Fi and cellular data and service series. Ookla Speed Test Intelligence Q1 to Q2 2025.
Retirement isn't just about reaching the finish line. It's about knowing how to play the next movement. Without a plan, your savings can feel like noise instead of music. I'm Jason Hutchins with Guardian Wells Financial. I've seen too many families head into retirement without the guidance they need. That's why I wrote Orchestrate Your Retirement, a guide to composing a financially tuned plan. I'd like to mail you a copy at no cost. Call 317-660-0929. That's 660-0929. Inside this book, you'll find real-world strategies on turning savings into income, making smarter Social Security decisions, and reducing a bite of taxes in retirement. Call 317-660-0929. That's 660-0929 for your book today. Don't wait. Supplies are limited, and when they're gone, they are gone. Orchestrate your retirement. Discover the rhythm of a confident future.
Investment advisory services offered through Creative One Wealth LLC, a registered investment advisor. Guardian Wells Financial is not affiliated with Creative One Wealth or with any government agency. Licensed insurance professionals.
Call 317-660-0929.
Get a great deal on versatile Kubota equipment today, like the Kubota BX Series subcompact tractor, the #1 selling subcompact tractor in the U.S., Z-Series mowers, and Sidekick utility vehicles. Stop by your local Kubota dealer today. Right now, bring home select Kubota equipment with 0% financing available, or save up to $4,500. Now through September 30th. See us or go to KubotaUSA.com for full disclaimer.
Stop by McAllister Machinery in Indianapolis to see their full line of Kubota, or visit them online at McAllisterKubota.com.
Hi, I'm Becca, your friend and jeweler at Shane Company. As an in-house designer, I can't wait for you to see our incredible selection of stylish and stackable rings. If you're shopping for your wedding bands, we have high-quality designs for every style and budget, from romantic to modern. If you're looking to add to a stack, your options are endless. Discover styles with clusters of gemstones, sleek all-metal designs, updated cigar bands, and signet rings perfect for an engraving. Because a friend knows you like options. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
Oh, how's that flu, babe? Did you take DayQuil Intense Flu yet?
Nah, I got this. Okay, I don't got this.
You stay on the couch, and I'll grab the DayQuil.
Undo your flu symptoms with DayQuil Intense Flu. DayQuil Intense Flu provides powerful relief of your flu symptoms.
I'm ready for that to-do list.
Wow, you do got this.
DayQuil Intense Flu, the daytime coughing, aching, fever, under your flu medicine. Use as directed, keep out of reach of children.
Want to be part of the conversation without waiting on hold?
We're sorry. All of our representatives are still assisting other customers.
Join the Text Club. Direct access to your favorite WIBC show. Text WIBC to 317-239-9393.
Those national Republicans. It's like, the old thing, pay no attention to what the hand is doing up here. You got to pay attention to the hand under the table.
Right, don't look over here.
And Indiana is learning the hard way. Now, we're totally subservient to these people. Our governor, Mike Braun, has admitted he's petrified of the Trump administration.
Right, well, there will be consequences if we don't redistrict.
Well, there just were big consequences. And, these Republicans, the national Republicans, they always espouse these ideas of limited government and low taxes and making people go to work. And
it's the execution.
Yeah. It's like they're good at taking the reservation. They're just not
good at holding the reservation.
As Seinfeld once said. And this is just another example. And this is what always blows my mind, why people are just no matter how many times they get screwed, they just give it to me again, right? Give me some more of that. They just won't accept. These Republicans are just such rotten, disgusting liars that it is not what they say, it's what they do. And what they do is they just lie and screw you over time and time and time again. So here's what we're talking about. So the state of Indiana has a crisis related to Medicaid. And you can thank Governor Lockdown McGee, the predecessor, Eric Holcomb, who maliciously, at this point I will say, and I mean, he was in a predatory fashion, wanted you to believe he could shut our society down and you wouldn't feel any ramifications of that because he put his power pants on. And obviously they figured out, well, if people are impacted to a certain level, they won't stand for it. And so they gave away as many, quote unquote, freebies as they possibly could to try to deflect the damage he and other people were doing to our state. And one of those was they enrolled a mass amount of people on Medicaid, Healthy Indiana, whatever you want to call it, to try to make you believe that you could lose your job, but you wouldn't have any, health ramifications, insurance, et cetera. Obviously, you lose your job, you lose your insurance, but hey, we got you. It's good. Don't worry about it. Everything's gonna be fine. And so they dumped all of these able-bodied people who should have been out working because COVID, for 90% of the population, was a mere nuisance, right? Hey, I got the thing. I'm sick for a week. I'll be back, right? That's 90% of the people are fine.
Kind of like the flu.
Yeah, right, Casey. And so what's fascinating is, and there were certainly people who were at very high risk, people who tragically passed away, but we basically identified those people about 3 weeks in, and those people should have taken precautions, and the rest of us who got COVID and were fine just could have gone about our, merry lives. And so Indiana dumped all these able-bodied people onto the Medicaid rolls, and now they've not only had to pull those people off or try to, but they've reached a financial crisis point as a part of this because they don't have the money to pay for all these people to be on this thing now that the federal bribery is such a strong word.
Yeah.
The federal subsidies have changed and have limited. And so they have come in and they attempted to say, hey, starting next year, we're going to make huge changes to who's eligible and how you can get on, which should be right in line with espoused Republican principles. Hey, fatty, get off the sofa and go to work.
Yeah.
If you can walk, if you can lift, if you can participate, if you're not disabled, then go to work and get your insurance through an employer.
Yeah, the work requirements were set to begin in July of 26, but now there have been some delays, and it's not going to happen until, 27?
Right. So what the federal government came in and says, you're trying to be too accountable. Now, you might ask yourself, now, why would a Trump administration, a Trump federal government, come in and say, no, you're trying to be too accountable. You're trying to make people go to work and earn a living. You can't do that. And the answer is, what happens next year, Casey?
Midterms.
There's a midterm election. And the Republicans in Washington, Donald Trump et al., don't want people losing the freebies before they go vote in the midterms because they don't actually care about accountable government. They don't actually care about getting spending under control.
They just want your vote.
That's right. And they know, especially if they're about to screw the maps and screw you with these new maps, they want these congressional seats, and they do not want pissed off people. So, once again, the Republicans have proved you can't believe a damn word that comes out of their mouth, that you got to look at the actions.
Medicaid spending in Indiana projected to grow from $2.1 billion in 2017 to nearly $5 billion by 2027.
You know, the next hour we'll get into this. I had a long conversation last night with a friend who has worked many, many years in state government, and he made a great point about why we keep getting such rotten people and rotten policies running our local governments, running our state governments, the federal government. And I was taken aback when he told me this. I thought, boy, you are absolutely correct about this. But it's like this conversation we keep having where everybody wants to make us out to be the bad guy for pointing out what your elected officials are doing.
Right.
We didn't do this. We wholeheartedly, I don't mean to speak for you, Casey, but I assume you agree, we should absolutely have every able-bodied person who can work going to work. And we support Indiana doing whatever they can, getting those people off the dole and going to work and earning and paying their own way. And yet the Republicans in Washington are preventing that. But I guarantee you there's somebody mad at me right now because I was critical of Donald Trump. I guarantee you some person got mad and turned the radio off because I told you the truth about what Trump is doing.
State Budget Committee is going to reconvene in late October to continue discussions. Those are the next steps. You're listening to Kendall and Casey. It is 93 WIBC.
Change is always happening. It's part of life. And when it comes to music, change is all around us. Songs are rewritten. Classics are remixed. Bands and artists come and go. Even our taste in music changes. Here at Xfinity, we know there's still good in keeping some things the same. That's why we want to do our part with a 5-year price guarantee on our internet. It means no matter what changes, you get 5 years of the most reliable Wi-Fi with our best equipment included for a price that stays exactly the same. Surprised? Life is full of them. One internet price, 5 years, guaranteed. Learn more at xfinity.com/deals. Restrictions apply. New residential customers only. Taxes and fees extra and subject to change. Most reliable Wi-Fi based on Open Signal Awards USA. Fixed Broadband Experience Report, August 2024.
Of all the times to buy a new Lincoln, right now is the very best time at Tom Roush Lincoln. Get 0% APR for up to 48 months on 2025 Lincoln Corsair, Nautilus, or Aviator. Plus get a $1,000 Tom Roush Trade Assist bonus. So come get that new Lincoln from Tom Roush Lincoln, where our family's been serving yours for over 53 years.
36-month, 10,000-mile per year lease. 2,500 due at signing. No security deposit required. All offers subject to credit approval. See dealer for complete offer details. Ends 9/30/25.
Whether you're a construction pro during the week or just want to work like one on weekends, Quality Supply and Tool is the place for you. Right now at all 4 locations, Indianapolis, Jeffersonville, Bloomington, and Lafayette, Quality Supply and Tool will save you $250 on Milwaukee's M18 Fuel 5-tool combo kit. And buy a select M18 Fuel impact wrench and get an M18 Red Lithium XC5 battery free. That's over $200 in savings. Price is good through November 2nd while supplies last. Quality Supply and Tool thinks outside the box store.
The IMSA WeatherTech Sports Car Championship is back at the racing capital of the world. This sports car racing event, September 19th through 21st, is different than anything you've seen at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Sunday the 21st, it's the TireRack.com Battle on the Bricks. And now the race runs 6 hours. The paddock is open for fans all weekend long. Infield camping opportunities make this a can't-miss weekend. Kids 15 and under are free with a paid adult. Get your tickets at IMS.com.
Seems like there's more identity theft in the news every day.
Another major healthcare breach was reported today, resulting in the exposure of
1 in 4 consumers have been a victim of identity.
That's because there are endless places that could accidentally expose you to identity theft, in a breach, or simply by mistake. LifeLock monitors hundreds of millions of data points a second. If your identity is stolen, we'll fix it, guaranteed or your money back. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code NEWS at LifeLock.com. Terms apply.
Hi, it's me, Flo, here to tell you that with a Progressive Home and Auto Bundle, you get 24/7 protection, so you're covered no matter where the day takes you.
Even bad hair day?
Yep.
And tree branch fell on my car day?
Especially that day. Progressive has you covered 24/7 for your home and auto.
How about thought it was chicken, but it was tuna day? Or overnight construction outside my bedroom day?
Those days too.
Great, because that was each day this week.
Been there. Well, at least your home and auto are covered every day with Progressive.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states.
Oh, how's that flu, babe? Did you take DayQuil Intense Flu yet?
Nah, I got this. Okay, I don't got this.
You stay on the couch, and I'll grab the DayQuil.
Undo your flu symptoms with DayQuil Intense Flu. DayQuil Intense Flu provides powerful relief of your flu symptoms.
I'm ready for that to-do list.
Wow, you do got this.
DayQuil Intense Flu. The daytime coughing, aching, fever, under your flu medicine. Use as directed, keep out of reach of children.
Coming up in 2 minutes from the Technology Recyclers Studios, a fatal shooting in Muncie. Who police arrested there on Thursday? Which Indiana congressman is touting a new health care bill? What happened in Hendricks County with a dump truck driver losing his life? And the Fever, keeping their season alive. We'll tell you how they got it done in Atlanta in Game 3. You're listening to 93 WIBC, WIBC HD1 Indianapolis. It's 10 o'clock.
Closing a TikTok deal. I'm Chris Foster, Fox News. President Trump and China's President Xi have been speaking today about an agreement for the social media app to be separated from its Chinese-owned parent company in the U.S. to avoid a ban mandated by Congress. The deadline has been extended by the president 4 times now.
Chinese officials indicated this week that a potential deal could include the U.S. leasing out the algorithm in a TikTok spinoff. If that's the case, some lawmakers fear that national security threats are just going to remain. The president hasn't revealed where that stands in the current framework.
Fox's Alexandria Hoff. Debates happening now ahead of a House vote planned today on a Republican plan to extend federal funding 7 weeks to avoid a partial government shutdown at the end of this month, 11 days.
The stakes are high. A government shutdown could mean that 2.3 million federal employees are off the job. That's everyone except those who work in national security and serve in the military. The government could compel air traffic controllers to work without pay. House Speaker Mike Johnson is confident the House can pass the bill. But it's about the math. Johnson can only lose 2 votes on his side and still pass the plan.
And Fox's Chad Program says then it's not expected to get through the Senate.
Those bills need 60 votes to pass. That's why everything could stall if Democrats vote no. And then the blame game begins.
Released in Afghanistan, a British couple in custody for 7 months on undisclosed charges.
Peter and Barbie Reynolds, who are 80 and 75 years old, lived in Afghanistan for 18 years, running an education and training organization in a central province. They chose to stay even after the Taliban seized control in 2021. God is good, as they say in Afghanistan, were Barbie Reynolds' last words before flying out of the country. British Prime Minister Keir Starmer described it as a huge relief for them and their family.
Fox's CJ Papa. Travis Decker's remains are believed to have been found on a mountain in Washington State, 3/4 of a mile from where his 3 daughters' bodies were found in June. He's suspected of suffocating them. America's listening to Fox News.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
A fatal shooting in a college town. You've got a sunny sky. It's 73 in the Circle City, the high in the upper 80s for today. I'm Jarrett Lewis. Here's what's trending at 10:02. Muncie police say a 14-year-old girl is dead from a shooting involving a 15-year-old boy. He's now in custody facing multiple gun charges. The girl was found shot at an apartment complex and later died at a local hospital. Police are investigating the matter further. A bill that's been written to improve health care is gaining traction in the House. John Herrick reports.
Indiana Republican Congressman Rudy Yoakum says this bill is both bipartisan and effective.
This bill helps foster innovation by removing burdensome red tape and getting groundbreaking medical devices to seniors faster.
On the House floor this week, Yoakum said it ensures that seniors on Medicare can benefit from FDA-designated breakthrough devices right away while creating a clear path for continued coverage. It still has to be reviewed by the full House before heading off to the Senate. John Herrick, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
The Hendricks County Sheriff's Office says a 63-year-old man was driving a dump truck eastbound on US 36 Thursday afternoon when it went left over the center line and fell off the road, eventually ramming into a house in Danville. The driver had to be removed from the truck, but unfortunately died in the crash. No one else was injured, and no one was home at the time of the incident. Moving on, the Indiana Fever able to get by Atlanta last night in Game 3 of their playoff series, 87-85. Indiana will now move on to the league semis for the first time since 2015. Natasha Howard was on that team back then.
So like a whole 360 all over again. Like I can replay the 2015 playoff back in my head again. And but I'm just so excited that we're back here and with this group of young women, and the job is not done yet.
She had 12 points. Kelsey Mitchell led the way with 24. The Fever will take on Las Vegas starting on Sunday. For Saturday, Purdue is in South Bend to take on number 24 Notre Dame. Ball State travels to UConn, and the 19th-ranked Hoosiers are battling number 9 Illinois at home. I'm Jarrett Lewis on the level, on the go, and at WIBC.com. Kendall and Casey back in 1 minute.
Don Fisher for QC Kinetics. I was struggling with chronic knee pain and wasn't encouraged with the options of risky surgery and pain pills. QC Kinetics offered the best option for me, cutting-edge regenerative medicine. Their non-invasive treatment stimulated my body's own biologics so I could be pain-free and get back to doing what I love, playing golf. QC Kinetics has a fantastic success rate, and it's clear to see why so many Hoosiers are happy to tell their story of how they reclaimed their lives with the QC Kinetics approach. Ready to live your life pain-free? Go to qckinetics.com/Indianapolis or call 317-559-PAIN and get a no-obligation consultation. QC Kinetics uses the latest technologies, whether it's stem cell, PRP, plasma, or a number of other advanced therapies. Call QC Kinetics. It'll be the best call you will make. Get back in the game, whatever that is for you. Call 317-559-PAIN.
This hour powered by Absolute Comfort, your American Standard Mitsubishi Electric Douglas Mini Splits dealer.
You're listening to Rob Kendall.
When we talk about sending money somewhere, we're talking about printing the money because we have no money.
And Casey Daniels.
My government would never lie to me, would they?
On 93 WIBC.
This really matters. And it may not be the reason you think. And that's what's been fascinating about the arc of this entire story. It's the Kendall and Casey Show. I'm Rob. Casey's here. Yesterday was a big day for this program because we had Aaron Sheridan, former senior advisor to Micah Beckwith, the lieutenant governor, come on the show and in great detail spell out how she viewed and how it was shared, the artificial intelligence pornography in Lieutenant Governor's office, her allegation. And like I said, it was a 20-plus minute interview, and you can go back and listen to it. I think the major takeaways were, one, her detailed description of who was viewing it and how it was shared with her, that the people sharing it alleged the Lieutenant Governor knew about it, Micah Beckwith, and that Aaron, the day after it was shared, reported it to Sherry Ellis, the chief of staff for Micah Beckwith, who did nothing about it. I think those are, it's a long interview, right? And he goes into a whole bunch of different things. But I think those are the three big things on this story that has interested so many people.
I think I've hearing or seeing a lot of people say, well, this is just a disgruntled former employee. And why didn't she come forward until now? Well, she did. She went to her boss the very next day and said, hey, this is happening.
Right, and I have no problem saying this. She alerted me to it at the time it is alleged to have happened, back in April. I have the messages. And I didn't fully understand what she was saying. We were in the middle of the property tax thing at the time, and I think she told other people about it. It is just ridiculous to think that if you were going to try to take someone down, that this is the story that you would concoct. And you know who got screwed in all of this is Erin. She's had great financial sacrifice, having to secure legal counsel to cooperate with the authorities, which she has to the best of her ability. She has endured tons of harassment and hate online from people because I think a lot of people thought it was her. And for me, the bigger issue here is not this thing. It's bad enough it existed. If indeed it existed the way she describes it, which I have no reason to doubt her. But it is the pattern of behavior of dishonesty and deception from the lieutenant governor. And you need to care about this, whether you think this story's wacky or you think it's wrong that they have a law saying artificial intelligence pornography is a crime in Indiana. Because if they will lie to you about the little stuff, they will certainly lie about the big stuff.
About the big stuff.
So Tony Katz, and he I believe read this on his show this morning, and he said we could share it, reached out to the lieutenant governor and asked if he would like to comment, because the narrative keeps changing, right? In the beginning, it was, well, it's an anonymous source. Nobody will put their name behind it. Well, now somebody has. And that person put their name behind it from the beginning. They were doing their job, cooperating with the authorities. And they said from the beginning, told me from the beginning, I will gladly come tell this story as soon as I am able to do that. And they did. And that story she told yesterday has not changed from what she told me from the very beginning. You know whose story does keep changing?
Lieutenant governors?
The lieutenant governors. So Tony reached out to Micah and asked for a comment, and Micah gave him a comment. I'm going to read you verbatim what Tony sent us, and I believe he's read this on the air. I don't like you. What a welcome greeting. I don't like you. You're incredibly arrogant, and I think you just like to hear the sound of your own voice. Hey, pot meet kettle.
Yeah.
Micah Beckwith, of all people, and all the crap he's caused because he loves the sound of his own voice and seeing himself on television, is going to judge anybody for loving the sound of their own voice. But that's irrelevant to what we need to get to. I don't like you. You're incredibly arrogant, and I think you just like to hear the sound of your own voice. But all that to say, I appreciate you reaching out and asking. No, the video does not exist. I never saw it, nor did I ever laugh at it or even the idea of it. I would, in all caps, fire anyone immediately if that kind of crap was ever happening in my office. Now we get to the important part. And remember, if you're telling the truth, you don't have to remember what you said before, and the story doesn't change. The very first time I even heard of the alleged video was late summer when the reporter reached out to me saying he talked to Aaron about this video. I'm going to read that to you again because that is very important in all of this. The very first time I even heard of the alleged video was late summer when the reporter reached out to me saying he talked to Aaron about this video. Now, that reporter is Tom LaBianco, freelance journalist, covers national politics, worked in the state of Indiana for a long time, worked for Indy Star. That's who he is referencing. So I reached out to LaBianco. We've had him on our show. We have, pretty decent relationship. And I said, Tom, I showed him the quote, which Tony said we could share. And I said, is this accurate? Did you reveal to him that Aaron Sheridan was indeed your source? Here is what Tom sent me back and said, you may read this as an official statement from me on your radio program. Micah Beckwith told me he learned about the deepfake video from a treasurer's office employee. Now, he names the person. We're not going to name that person here, but he names the person. When I spoke to him for the story, I never told him how I learned about the deepfake porn his staff watched. I don't know why he's making stuff up, but I'm used to that at this point. I'm still waiting for the results of his internal investigation, which I filed a public records request for. So you have Micah claiming he learned about it from LaBianco, and LaBianco said, he being Micah Beckwith, told me he learned about it from somebody in the treasurer's office, and I never gave him the name of the source.
Yeah.
It is another example with this guy being Micah Beckwith, in which the story he's telling is not consistent, it's not verifiable, and it's not coherent. How many times does it have to happen? For everybody that says, oh, Aaron Sheridan's this disgruntled employee, she's doing it because of this or because of that. Aaron is flushing her career in state government, a 30-year career, down the toilet because she's basically going to be unhireable because she's, what do they call it, breaking the wall, the fourth wall. She's telling you how things are working in the State House. And if somebody else is going to be thinking about hiring her, in their mind, they're going to say, that's the person that talked about Micah. do we want them in this office? That is how strongly she feels about this.
You have to wonder if she'd be considered a whistleblower, and was she retaliated against?
So now, is Micah saying that Aaron's lying and LaBianco's lying? Like, at what point does it become him? Why is it always everybody else but him? Are we to believe that Aaron and LaBianco and then me and Abdul and the Capitol Chronicle and the Indies, like we're all in some conspiracy cabal together against this dude? When does it become Micah who's not telling the truth? To the people who refuse to believe it, when does it become Micah Beckwith who's not telling the truth? Why would LaBianco lie about something like this? Why would Aaron lie about all of it? When does it become Micah Beckwith? And the reason it matters to you if you're driving down the road is this is the number 2 person in the state of Indiana. If heaven forbid something were to happen to Mike Braun, Micah Beckwith would be in charge of the state of Indiana. And if this guy will lie to you about this little, relatively ridiculous stuff, what else is he lying to you about?
Did you see that there was a call for his resignation by Lebanon Mayor Matt Gentry?
I did. Well, now he said if it's true, and look, he's absolutely right. This is if and look, I don't know what law enforcement is actually looking into. I have heard certain things. Obviously, I'm not involved in it. I'm sure it'll all come out eventually. But if they can prove Aaron's story to certain extents, it will mean that Micah is indeed directly lying to everybody.
I think proving that is going to be a heavy lift.
Yeah, and we hear all they're looking into other stuff. Don't know. The point of this, though, is all of these people keep telling a story different from him. He's the one in the equation that doesn't match the story of everyone else. So either it's a giant conspiracy and everybody's out to get him, or he's lying. And how many times, Casey, did we catch him lying? About the car, about the budget, about Diego, about going to Game 3 of the NBA Finals with a high-profile known felon. What's the thread in this equation? Which is Micah Beckwith was caught not telling the truth. Or at least statements that were inconsistent with the facts as they were known.
You're listening to Kendall and Casey. It is 93 WIBC.
Hammer and Nigel.
The state of Texas can require voter ID for mail-in ballots.
It's not required already.
But Joe Biden got 82 million legal votes, Nigel. If you think otherwise, you might as well put the tinfoil hat on, okay? I don't think it's asking too much to have some sort of proof that you're a legal citizen in your mail-in ballot. Find a way.
Hammer and Nigel, weekdays 3 till 7 on 93 WIBC and WIBC.com.
Zillow ranks Indianapolis number 2 among 2025's hottest markets. Home values have risen and are holding strong. Now is a great time to sell. Hire the team with proven systems to maximize your equity. Sell your home with Mark Dietl. Perhaps you're worried you need costly repairs or upgrades to sell your home. Mark Dietl guarantees your home sold at a mutually agreed upon price and deadline, or he will buy it. Listen to what Luke and Emma in Franklin had to say about working with Mark Dietl. We began building our new dream home, and we needed to sell our old place at a great price to pay for it. The Mark Dietl team made it easy with multiple offers in the first weekend and closed in 25 days at the price we wanted. Call the local Indianapolis agent I trust and recommend, and the agent who guarantees your home sold, or he'll buy it. Call Mark Dietl at 317-755-4232 for all the details, or go online to markdietl.com. That's Mark, DIETEL.com. Tell him Rob sent you.
Garage door problems? Call today for service today. Garage Doors of Indianapolis services all makes of garage doors 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Call today for service today. 875-4577. Call today for service today. Get it fixed right now. Call Garage Doors of Indianapolis at 875-4577 or visit doorstoday.com.
In the morning, call 875-4577. For service today. Today.
Let's go. You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and help strengthen your immune response. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at VaxAssist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Are you ready for the biggest boat and RV sale of the year? The 36th Annual Indianapolis Fall Boat and RV Show. 3 days of blowout clearance pricing at the Indiana State Fairgrounds September 19th through 21st. But it's not a show. A sale. For 3 days only, shop over 5 acres of new and used boats and RVs. And this year, we're in the new air-conditioned pavilion. If you don't buy here, you'll pay too much. Dealers are liquidating their inventories, and after Sunday, they're gone forever. The 36th Annual Indianapolis Fall Boat and RV Show. Save time and buy tickets at IndySportShow.com. Another Renfro production.
All right, so there was a rally at the State House yesterday.
Yeah, Pete Buttigieg showed up. He accused Republicans of changing rules out of fear of losing elections due to unpopular policies.
So this was related to the redistricting that we can't get a coherent story on. Now, they're all over the map. Depends on who you talk to about whether they have the votes to do this or not. One would think they don't feel real secure about it based on the governor alluding that it would happen in November if it does happen. You'd think if they had the 50+1 in the House locked down and what do they need? They need 25 plus the lieutenant governor would break a tie in the Senate, that they would be sprinting to get that done. But I don't think they feel like they're there yet, and I think that's a credit to the people of the state of Indiana who are, first of all, they don't have enthusiasm for it. If they do it, it will be solely out of fear of alienating Donald Trump. Is that really how you want to be governed? Is that how you want your state to govern? Doing something they don't even believe in and there's no enthusiasm for, but we're worried Donald Trump's going to be mad at us?
Yeah, Braun warned that noncompliance may hurt Indiana's standing with the Trump administration. And to me, that is a top-down approach, and that is the exact opposite of how you are supposed to govern.
Now, they had a good crowd yesterday, it looked like. And it looked like the state, it's easy to
they said thousands of people showed up, and I just want to, the reporting when we had the property tax rally, and we know there were 1,000 people there. It kept being reported of hundreds, smattering, a few.
The state police were like, no, there was 1,000 people there. Which, good on them. I'm glad people went. My question on this is, how do you motivate those people into action from the lawmakers? Because it was a hyper partisan event. It was the Democrats doing the thing, right? It was the all Democrat lawmakers, I believe. It was Buttigieg. We reached out to them and said, hey, look, we agree with you guys on this, and we'll promote it for you. And the Democrat guy was very nice. He responded, said, hey, I've passed this along, told them they should do it, didn't hear anything back. You can't, in an all-Republican state, get your desired result unless you motivate and move with people. Now, maybe I missed. Maybe there were, but the names I saw were all Democrats that were listed as being a part of that. And I get that they brought Buttigieg down because he's a name and they wanted media attention and they wanted to get people there. He is not moving anything in this state. Pete Buttigieg,
he left this state.
He won a local election in this state. When he ran for statewide office, he got smoked. He's not this beloved figure. Now, again, national media attention, fine, whatever. But when you make these events in which you need the other side to win, hyper-partisan, you're not really accomplishing anything other than media attention that you had a hyper-partisan event at the Indiana State House.
So one of the things that Buttigieg said was that cheaters never win in the end. Here's a snippet of him at the State House.
When you're mayor, you got to go in, get work done, and stand before everybody in an election and be judged on your results. And that is how every election is supposed to work in the United States of America. We are here because Indiana Republicans are being pressured by Washington Republicans to do something that they know in their hearts is wrong.
Yeah, the problem is this guy don't. Hang on. The problem with that is he don't live in Indiana anymore.
Correct. He lives in Traverse City, Michigan.
And the Republicans were hitting him on that, which is you don't even live in our state. You cared so little about Indiana, you left for largely perceived political purposes. And so people kind of go, well, the best you could do is some guy who, when he ran for statewide office, got completely smoked and ran South Bend into the ground and fled the state. Probably not the best guy to be your spokesperson for policy that'll move the Republicans.
He said the GOP lawmakers are avoiding accountability, and he was urging everybody to mobilize their conservative friends and family to oppose the plan.
I wonder, it would be fascinating to be able to sit down with the Flanders boys, Rod Bray, the pro tem of the Senate, and Todd Houston, the Speaker of the House. Like, if you could hook them up to some sort of truth serum and go, how miserable has this made you? Because they clearly don't want it. There's no win for them. They don't give two you-know-whats about what happens in Washington, D.C. because they run the Indiana General Assembly. And the only ramification for them is negative, which is there aren't going to be a bunch of Republicans that are going to show up to vote because you redistricted, but there could potentially be a bunch of people who show up to vote against you because you did this. And eventually, I had this conversation yesterday with somebody, and we may be able to talk more about this next week. We'll see how the cookie crumbles on this. But this is a young person who's running for public office, and they talked with me about alienating people inside the establishment of their county. And what I told this person, because they're friends with me, and they're like, these people hate you, and like they just bitch about
Tell
you
me
all
something
the
I don't
time.
know.
And I told him, I said, look, you can do whatever you want to do. But I said, those people all already have their minds made up about whether they're going to support you or not based on whether they like the guy you're running against or not. You're not going to motivate them one way or another based on you being a friend with me or publicly associating with me or whatever. Now, you and I will be friends no matter what. But the mistake people make, I said, you have all of these potential customers that don't normally vote that you can go get, that because the party structure is lazy, they're not going to reach out to those people. There's all these potential customers out there that you can reach. And you're so focused on this, is the mistake people make who are outside people who run. You're so focused on the inside people who already have their mind made up on what they're doing based on whether they like that guy or not. And I think this is another example of just how scummy the system is, where you have two guys in Bray and Houston who don't want any part of this. They know it's bad. They know it'll be bad for them politically in the long term. They know it'll be bad for them from an election standpoint. It can't be good. Let's just say that. And they could put a stop to this tomorrow if those two guys would grow a pair and just stand up and say, we're done here. We're not doing this. If Donald Trump wants to hold money from us, if the Republicans in Washington want to hold money from us, go for it. See how that works out for you. Show how just petty and rotten you are, that a super red state that has basically, for the past 8 years, done every bidding and call of Donald Trump. Go ahead and say you're going to hold money from us because we did what's right for our constituents. But they won't do that. These people continually live in fear, just like this guy's living in fear. People don't like him anyway. They're going to do what they're going to do. People have got to stand up and grow a pair and do what's right versus what's easy. And until that starts happening, we're just going to get horrible public policy like this.
Voting rights groups have vowed to sue if new maps are passed. Pete Buttigieg also being featured in other news. And that is Kamala Harris's new book, her memoir, 107 Days. In it, she said that Pete Buttigieg was her first choice for running mate in 24. But she felt it was too big of a risk. It was too heavy of a lift.
Okay, let's take a break. Somebody surprising said something very nice about me yesterday. And, I'm very humble.
And somebody else said some not nice stuff.
You're so excited about that. Casey's got to get the bell out for that one. But I did want to read this because, I'm very humble, and you were adamant that we read what this person said. And so I said, okay, it goes against my better judgment, but we'll do it. Plus, we got some great audio from Joe Rogan.
Yes. Yeah, that's coming up. It's 93 WIBC.
It's football season. The air is crisp, the stakes are high, and every winning team has one thing in common: a solid game plan. The same goes for retirement. You need a clear strategy, smart play calling, and a team who knows the field. At Howard Bailey Financial, we help you prepare for the long game, anticipating challenges, protecting your lead, and calling the right plays when it matters most. Because, let's face it, retirement isn't a pickup game. It's the championship round, and you don't want to wing it. Get off the sidelines and into the huddle. Text PLAY to 888-494-5004 to download your free retirement toolkit. That's PLAY to 888-494-5004. Howard Bailey Financial, because every great retirement deserves a game-winning drive. Howard Bailey Securities, LLC is an independent financial services firm and uses a variety of different investment strategies. See disclosures at howardbailey.com.
Your home is your sanctuary. Get the peace of mind you deserve with a free estimate on a Generac automatic standby generator for your home from Generator Supercenter, the nation's #1 Generac generator dealer. With expert installation and 24-hour monitoring, Generator Supercenter won't leave you in the dark. Financing is available. Take control of your power today with Generator Supercenter. Call 317-827-0808. Generator Supercenter of Indianapolis, 317-827-0808.
There's just something special about late summer at Wilson Farm Market. The sweet corn's still crisp, the tomatoes are juicy, and the cucumbers taste just like the summer should. Stop by with the family, fill your basket with fresh produce, grab some hot, fresh fried chicken, pick up homemade jams, and select from hundreds of cheeses to make every meal something special. And don't forget that famous pretzel bread. It's always a hit at the dinner table. 20 minutes north of Carmel on 31 in Arcadia. Online at wilsonfarmmarket.com. That's wilsonfarmmarket.com.
Of all the times to buy new Lincoln, right now is the very best time at Tom Roush Lincoln. Get 0% APR for up to 48 months on 2025 Lincoln Corsair, Nautilus, or Aviator. Plus get a $1,000 Tom Roush Trade Assist bonus. So come get that new Lincoln from Tom Roush Lincoln, where our family's been serving yours for over 53 years.
36-month, 10,000-mile per year lease. 2,500 due at signing. No security deposit required. All offers subject to credit approval. See dealer for complete offer details. Ends 9/30/25.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level. On the go.
Looking at anything they can. A sunny sky at 75 in downtown Indy. We'll be in the high 80s this afternoon. I'm Jarrett Lewis. It's now 10:30. The investigation into the assassination of political commentator Charlie Kirk continues.
Very active investigation here on the ground in Utah County. That suspect that we've been talking about for days now is in that jail, and he's been there for quite a few days, and he's under close watch. There are people watching, and they want to know why they're watching him close. It's because the investigators here tell us that he is wearing a suicide prevention vest because before his own parents turned him in, he's threatened to kill himself. This comes as the tributes are pouring in across the country and from President Donald Trump, who was one of Kirk's biggest fans. He's gone, but his message is not. Kirk's widow, Erica, we've talked a lot about her. She's going to take over the Turning Point movement. She is going to be at the head now.
Fox's Alexis McAdams reporting from Spanish Fork, Utah. Kirk's funeral service will take place Sunday at State Farm Stadium in Glendale, Arizona. The House of Representatives voting on a short-term government funding bill today to avoid a shutdown. House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries accuses the Republican Party of being the reason why Americans are struggling with health care.
Republicans have slashed Medicaid with the largest cut in history. Republicans are dramatically raising premiums, copays, and deductibles for tens of millions of Americans.
Senate Majority Leader John Toon says he believes Democratic senators are using the threat of a government shutdown to score a political win by passing more health care subsidies. Republicans are hoping to pass a funding bill that lasts through late November. President Trump having a chat with Chinese President Xi Jinping this morning, talking about making a deal over the popular social media platform TikTok. And Apple's new iPhone 17 lineup is officially in stores today, including the company's thinnest phone, the iPhone 17 Air. I'm Jarrett Lewis on the level, on the go, and on WIBC.com.
Hey, listen to this. All I needed was a new starter. Got a great deal on eBay. Did it myself.
Yeah, that's cool. But how about the soft purr of an upgraded exhaust when it fits just right?
For me, it's the little things, like these new windshield wipers from eBay I installed.
From small fixes to big upgrades, eBay has all the parts you need at prices you'll love, guaranteed to fit every time. eBay, things people love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Life insurance is one of those things that just about everybody needs, but few people actually have. Hey, if you die unexpectedly without life insurance, guess what? You'll leave your family with even a bigger mess. Life insurance will help replace your family's income. It'll help cover burial expenses. Life insurance can even help pay off debt like credit cards and medical bills. Life insurance can even pay for college. And if you own a business and you die, life insurance can help your business from collapsing. It can even help cover estate taxes. Life insurance has never been more affordable and needed. Plus, you can always shop around even if you have a plan and save some money. So call the Life Insurance Quote Line right now for free pricing information.
800-917-8730. 800-917-8730. 800-917-8730. That's 800-917-8730.
Heat and cool places where ductwork won't fit using Mitsubishi electric ductless mini splits. You can even wrap them to match your decor.
Find out more at absolutecomfort.org.
Okay, Casey. Okay. We'll talk about somebody saying something very nice about me.
Yeah.
I don't want to do it.
Doesn't happen often, huh?
I didn't want to do it, but you were adamant.
Oh, yeah.
That we do this.
Uh-huh.
Kendall Casey Show. I'm Rob. Casey's here. Okay, before we read this, though, I want to play this clip from Joe Rogan that you found.
Yeah.
Now, I think it's a little bit older.
I do, too. It just came across my feed yesterday, and I was like, wait, what? And I went back and listened, and I thought, well, this is us.
Yeah.
This is Kendall and Casey.
It sort of explains a lot of what this person put in this tweet that we'll read here in a second. But, yeah, this is Rogan talking about both of the political parties, and you're right. A lot of it really hits home.
I don't like either one of these parties.
Yeah.
I don't think there's a solution that's correct. I think you have overcorrection after overcorrection. I think you have the country goes one way and then it swings hard the other way. Yeah, America's back. And then it swings the other way. Now we're the new America and America's this way. It's like everyone's so tribal and everyone's so locked into their idea that they're the good guys and these are the bad guys. We got to get them back and we're going to get them in the midterms. We're going to get them in the next election. It's like,
Yeah. His exasperation at the end. But he said he thinks people are like, these are the good guys, these are the bad guys. I think more and more people are waking up to the fact that it's not a white hat, black hat thing. It's not team sport. It's that people want to be governed by representation that has the people in mind, not their power.
Oh, yeah. And look, I've been here 9 years now, and the change that I have seen in our listening audience since I got here, I mean, they were ready to kill me when I first showed up here as the fill-in guy. Like, the stuff I was saying, which is the same stuff I'm saying now, because I saw it all from the inside. And I think that's part of it, is I've been proven right so long that people are like, well, okay, right? But you not many people end up here or something like this who came from the inside. I worked in state government. I was an elected person. So I knew with the great detail how rotten the whole system itself was, and that, hey, when Republicans control everything, if you're going to talk about how rotten the system is, you have to talk about how rotten the Republicans are. And it's that thing we talked about earlier where people get so emotionally invested for whatever reason in politics and politicians, which is weird because they don't give a damn about you. That's what's always blown my mind. Like, I would watch these things unfold, and I'd be like, why are people so invested in these politicians? They don't care.
Proximity to power.
At all. Yeah, I guess is that it? Or do they genuinely believe, I wondered this for a long time, and what I kind of came up with, you tell me if I'm way off on this, is taking accountability and control of your own life is hard because that's work. And so it's kind of easier to just put your faith in someone else and hope they solve it for you.
Or blame someone else, too.
Well, that's my point, right? Yeah. Because the emotional investment in these people who don't care at all, and I know people say that and they kind of like I don't know if they can't appreciate the magnitude which I'm saying this. Like, when I was in these closed door meetings and these conversations, the disdain that elected officials have for the public, like, I would just sit there and my jaw would drop and then I had to close it quickly so nobody saw me. And it was like, these are the people running our state.
Like when the governor calls you a human petri dish?
Yeah, in case they screw up and say it. You're right. But yet, what do? We keep electing Republicans. Nobody stood up to Holcomb when he said that. Nobody fought back against Holcomb through all the COVID stuff. Nobody fought back at Holcomb when he called you a human petri dish, but called Malik Muhammad and who's now in jail in Portland. I think he's still in jail for attempting to kill cops. I did a meet and greet with him and called those people noble. Nobody stood up to Holcomb. So the Republicans, that's them. That's their official policy position. Malik Muhammad is noble. You're a human petri dish. Nobody did anything. We keep investing in and electing the same people, and so that brings us to what James Briggs, columnist for the Indy Star. We've had Briggs on our show before. James Briggs and I certainly don't agree on much as it relates to politics. But he said this. He said, Rob Kendall's career arc is the most interesting thing going in Indianapolis media right now. And hard to argue with it. He's right.
Did he mean it as a compliment?
I think what he's saying is, you look at our numbers that we do for a midday radio show.
A spoken word.
It's off the charts.
Yeah.
And it's a couple of things. I was thinking about this last night. You know how I hate to think about people saying nice things about me. And it pains me. I had to really focus and have a few moments to myself. But it's a couple things. Number one, it's our audience. Number one, above all else, it's the engagement of the audience that's willing to expand the boundaries of their preconceived notions. And if you weren't that, you being the audience weren't that, we wouldn't exist because we push it every day. We push the traditional boundaries of talk radio, of good guys, bad guys, of white hat, black hat. And we not only push those boundaries, we make you think in the process. A lot of people don't want to do that. Thinking is hard, right? I just want, this is what I know, or this is what I believe, and you got to affirm that. And if you don't affirm that, then I'm out.
Yeah.
We push that every single day because we believe in you, and you deliver with that with the numbers. You listen, you tune in. But a part of it is, too, that I have a life experience that is different than any other person in the media in this city. My origin story, for lack of a better term, there's nobody else that has it. I saw it from the inside and ran from it because it was so egregious. Most people that enter politics, the goal becomes elevate and stay. I went in totally naive and realized how egregious the behavior was and said, this is unfixable by any one individual. If I stay, I will fail because one individual cannot fix this, and it will take an army of people rejecting Republicans and Republican leadership in this state, and somebody's got to awaken the people to what's going on. And so as part of that, not only do we have the knowledge and the life experience to talk about these things that is totally different than everybody else, but we're simply not bound by anything, and there is no leverage. Politicians depend on leverage over everyone. Everything is about leverage. Hey, you go against me, I don't get your project approved. Hey, you go against me, I don't appoint you to this board or commission. It's happening right now with Donald Trump. Mike Braun admitted it. That's why he's doing redistricting. Not because it's good, not because it's right, not because it benefits you, because he's worried about Donald Trump being mad at him and him withholding money.
Well, we saw it locally at Soliday.
Yes.
With utility rate.
Yeah, the head of utilities in the House threatening that mayor up in Portage over being critical of utility rates in the IURC. That's what they do. It's the mob. It's the mafia. This is how they exist. It's always threats. It's always bullying. It's always leverage. And so we have the freedom when we say we don't want to be friends with you people. We don't want to be liked by you people because I know at your core what you are and I know how you operate. And my life doesn't depend on if I get to be a guest speaker somewhere or if I get to be the featured this or the featured that, or they lie to me and pretend to be my friend. I have enough friends. As long as Casey and my wife and my parents like me, that's about all that matters to me. So I appreciate him saying that, but it comes out of not anything we're doing that's nobody else has the ability to do. It's because we just don't want anything. And we don't want or need anything. then you have the ability to say things that are interesting to people, and they'll tune in because they're not hearing it anywhere else. We could all be doing this. Every single person hearing our voice right now. Now, they don't have this platform in the sense of WIBC. There's only so many shows. But we're not reinventing the wheel. You can do this. You just have to not care about the leverage people are going to try to exert over you. And if you don't care about a project, or you don't care about a payoff, or you don't care about a board or commission, we would get a lot of stuff done a lot quicker.
You got something that wasn't so nice on the other side.
Speaking of not caring. Yeah, Casey and I are going to do a little dinner theater here. And I'm going to read this email I got. And Casey is going to hit the bell when it's words I can't say. And it always comes from an anonymous name.
Yeah. So you got that nice sentiment from James Briggs.
Yeah.
Well, here's the other side of it.
Yeah.
You ready?
Yeah, here we go. Ready?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
This could be the end of our career if you don't pull this off right.
We got it.
Okay. Hey, you sure you don't have a... Your old man needs to beat your pathetic. I guess this is what happens when you grow up with no friends. Tool bag.
Fill in the blank. Hammer's up next on 93 WIBC.
Hammer and Nigel Show. We are live at the Suburban Indy Fall Home Show, Grand Park this afternoon. Join us live 3 to 7.
Fall is here, and if that means it's time for new flooring in your home, then Brothers Floor Covering is ready to help. Brand new carpet, hardwoods, laminates, and luxury vinyl plank in stock now. Plus, Brothers Floor Covering can get your new flooring installed in as little as a few weeks. Visit Brothers Floor Covering today at their new location, 8550 Michigan Road. Discover why buying local means receiving more, not paying more. Get the flooring of your dreams installed now. Stop in today or visit brothers-floorcovering.com.
Do you have an idea for a book, fiction, nonfiction, or a children's book? We can help you put it together and bring it to market at Dorrance Publishing. We have thousands of testimonials from people just like you that we've helped get their books sold in stores and online. We've even got a service called The Writer's Coach. It's perfect for people that have a book idea in their head and they just need someone to help them put it on paper. Dorrance Book Publishing has been helping people just like you who have a book idea, written or not, for over 100 years. Imagine being counted among the most famous authors in the world with your very own book. Call right now and let us help you turn a book idea into reality. It's easier than you think. You just need a little help. Call us now.
800-879-4098. 800-879-4098. 800-879-4098. That's 800-879-4098.
Hey, it's Rob. You know, we just talked about why this radio program is so successful. And yes, it's because we're entertaining, but let's face it, it's also because we're fabulously beautiful people. Now, Casey has always been beautiful. Me, a few years ago, I looked like Buddy Hackett. And then I made the choice to head over to We Grow Hair Indy. Yes, our friends Darren and the gang, they were first class all the way, took great care of me, and now look at me. I am one of those GQ model people. Yes, 317-522-2995. You got something to say, Hammer? 317-522-2995. That's the number. Schedule your totally free, no hassle, no obligation consultation. Darren and the gang, they'll take a look at what you got going on, give you some suggestions, and then it's up to you on how you want to move forward. In the meantime, if you'd like to see some other people who got their confidence back, and they're, well, I hate to say it, they're almost as beautiful as me. WeGrowHairIndy.com. WeGrowHairIndy.com. Tell them Rob sent you.
America respects our first responders and veterans, the brave whose business is taking action when calamity strikes. It's dangerous work, often surrounded by sirens, shouting, even gunfire, so hearing loss is probable. First responders can turn to Relay Indiana. If you have trouble hearing on the telephone, visit RelayIndiana.com for voice recognition technology phones that allow the hearing impaired to have normal phone conversations. And there's loaned equipment for those who qualify. Get clarity back on the phone. Visit RelayIndiana.com. Garage door problems? Call today for service today. Garage Doors of Indianapolis services all makes of garage doors 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Call today for service today. 875-4577. Call today for service today. Get it fixed right now. Call Garage Doors of Indianapolis at 875-4577 or visit doorstoday.com.
In the morning, call 875-4577. Service today. Today.
Let's go. You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and help strengthen your immune response. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
It's officially time for the annual Fall Open House at Sundown Gardens. Visit the garden shop this Saturday for all things fall family fun, including local craft vendors from 11 to 3, kids games, and pumpkin launching all day, and the Hamilton County Llamas will be there from 11 to 2. The nursery and greenhouse are full of great fall color. Shop sales all day at Sundown Gardens. Enter to win giveaways and door prizes this Saturday. Sundown Gardens Fall Open House, located on the corner of 186th Street and Spring Mill Road in Westfield.
Don't wait to hear it from someone else.
I says, oh, yeah? And she says, yeah, is right.
The WIBC Daily Newsletter brings you the headlines, videos, and moments everyone will be talking about next.
Hey, you won a bet last night, and so did I.
Boy, it came down to the nitty-gritty, didn't it? Man, we had the over 30.5 on the Buffalo Bills team total, and we needed every minute of that clock last night to cash, but with about 7-8 seconds left, bada bing, bada boom.
Half of my trip to Arby's today brought to you by Jason Hammer's Thursday Night Football Bet, as heard on the Degenerates Next Door Sports Betting Podcast.
Congratulations.
And the kicker owed me that for shanking a 39-yarder earlier
That was a bad
in
one.
the game. And I believe I may have sent you some text messages in heat of the moment, which maybe contain more harsh language than the one you read earlier today.
Yeah, yes. I would just be over there laughing, and my wife's like, "What's so funny, Hammer? What's he doing? You don't want to know."
Degenerate stuff.
And then she looks up at the TV, and she was working, so she had no idea. And she sees there's a game on, and she goes, "Are they footballing?" Yes, honey, they're footballing.
They're footballing. You and I are going to a wedding tomorrow.
That's right. Yeah, that's right.
And we've got a gift, and we're going to show up and have dinner and do all the drinks and hang out and meet people and just be Vince Vaughn and Owen Wilson.
Yeah, we do this once a year. We choose some lucky listener, and we go to their I'm sure the wife is just beside herself. I think the husband alluded to that.
We're going to be in their wedding pictures, and like 20 years from now, they're going to be like, who are these guys?
Oh,
the
right.
little guy and the fat one. Who are these people?
You remember Rob? He joined the circus.
Oh, that's going to be beautiful.
Now we chose these people because they're beautiful people, and that's
They
why we
invited you.
That's why. Well,
we chose these people because they invited us. They would have us, which is pretty much a big part of the process here.
so we're getting a meal out of this. We're getting some beverages out of this.
Yes, gonna have some conversation, and we'll do the stuff, man. Like, I'm there to have a good time. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know a single person there, but
They'll know you.
Damn the torpedoes, we're gonna get after it.
Hey, I thought that was awesome. You impromptu went down and spoke at the Charlie Kirk event last night on Circle.
Yeah, I didn't know what to expect from it. We talked about it on the show yesterday. I had no idea if it was going to be 200 people or like 5 people with their cell phones, right? I had no
Right.
idea.
Yeah.
So I walked down there, and it was probably anywhere from 70 to 100 people. And it was a 19-year-old kid that kind of put this together.
Oh.
So it was just social media, word of mouth.
Right.
Because people, when I posted about it on social media, there were so many folks that were like, I've never heard about this. They did a crappy job marketing it. The kid's heart was really in the right place.
Yeah.
He wanted to do something. So social media is what he chose to put it out there on. And honestly, it was very spiritual. It wasn't about politics at all. There was no talk of politics, really. It was love people, love your family. This is what Charlie would have wanted. Have conversations. It's okay to disagree with people. Be a good husband. Have kids.
Yeah.
Worship God. Those were the messages last night. And unlike previous get-togethers on Monument Circle, No bricks were thrown. Nobody started a riot. Nobody got hurt.
It's just so weird seeing a photo of you without a giant sandwich or a beer in your hand.
Well, I did have the shirt on that I wore yesterday, which I believe was the shirt I wore to your property tax rally.
That's right.
It's the green Hammer and Nigel Show shirt that says "Caution may contain alcohol," and like I had
to do a bunch of people to spiritual event.
Right, and so I walk up because they're just having anybody that wants to speak, and like the 19-year-old kid,
It's like Hoosiers.
Yeah, they were like, "Would you want to say something?" I was like, "You know what, kid? I got you."
You were like Jimmy Chitwood.
I play Coach Stays. But no, went up there. Ethan Hatcher was there as well from Saturday Night on the Circle. He walked up, and it was just cool to see so many young people out there, like doing the right thing, being involved. Kind of gives you hope for the future, right? It does.
Now, you got a big show coming up this afternoon because not only are you on the road, which I want to give you a second to talk about, but you're going to have a big guest. Liars Are Us is going to be with you guys this afternoon.
That would be the Lieutenant Governor, Micah Beckwith, scheduled to join us right after 5 o'clock. So we'll crack the mic about 5:06, and we'll get his reaction to your big interview with Aaron Sheridan, and then the interview Abdul did like 30 seconds after your interview with Aaron Sheridan.
Is that called poaching?
Yeah, he tried to steal your guest.
Yeah. She's walking down the hall.
And then he puts it on Indie Politics. It's not even on WIBC.com. What the hell?
Which he did record it here at WIBC.
Of course he did.
Yeah.
Like literally 30 minutes after your thing airs, Abdul puts one out too. My interview with Aaron Sheridan.
Yeah.
All right.
I only have so many hours in the day to be angry, and that just didn't make it into the list. But you're on the road.
Yeah, Grand Park this afternoon, the big event center. It's the Suburban Indie Fall Home Show.
Nice.
And Nigel and I have said, if they have a hot tub there with water in it, I'm getting in.
You totally have.
I'm getting in.
Remember when Nigel took his shirt off at that event we did last year?
Debate party, wasn't it?
Debate party, that's right, yes.
Yes.
That was
narrator,
disgusting.
Nigel was overserved. But it's Beer Sample Friday, and they've got multiple bars at the home show. And we know this because we were there last year. And, boy, some of the best drinking we did last year was at the home show.
Great moments in Nigel being overserved history. That one, and then me driving him home from the bowling.
The bowling event. I don't like to go anywhere.
Hey, take a left.
Bowling.
Take a left. Nigel, that's into a batch of trees. I mean, right.
Good thing he wasn't driving. All right, well, have fun this afternoon.
Everybody come up and hang out with us at Grand Park. Let's do the thing.
Thanks, Hammer. It is Kendall and Casey on 93 WIBC.
Seems like there's more identity theft in the news every day.
Another major healthcare breach was reported today, resulting in the exposure of 1 in 4 consumers have been a victim of identity.
That's because there are endless places that could accidentally expose you to identity theft, in a breach, or simply by mistake. LifeLock monitors hundreds of millions of data points a second. If your identity is stolen, we'll fix it, guaranteed or your money back. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code NEWS at LifeLock.com. Terms apply.
Transform your home with Galaxy Concrete Coatings. You can say goodbye to cracked, stained, and dirty old floors and hello to durable, stunning surfaces that last. Their cutting-edge technology ensures a beautiful finish every time, and you get to pick out the color. Upgrade your home today by calling Galaxy Concrete Coatings. They're for garage floors, driveways, pool decks, and patios. And they come with a lifetime warranty and one-day professional installation. The phone number, 877-417-0635. You can find them online, too. GalaxyConcreteCoatings.com.
Don Fisher for QC Kinetics. I was struggling with chronic knee pain and wasn't encouraged with the options of risky surgery and pain pills. QC Kinetics offered the best option for me, cutting-edge regenerative medicine. Their non-invasive treatment stimulated my body's own biologics so I could be pain-free and get back to doing what I love, playing golf. QC Kinetics has a fantastic success rate, and it's clear to see why so many Hoosiers are happy to tell their story of how they reclaim their lives with the QC Kinetics approach. Ready to live your life pain-free? Go to qckinetics.com/Indianapolis or call 317-559-PAIN and get a no-obligation consultation. QC Kinetics uses the latest technologies, whether it's stem cell, PRP, plasma, or a number of other advanced therapies. Call QC Kinetics. It'll be the best call you will make. Get back in the game, whatever that is for you. Call 317-559-PAIN.
Neighborhoods are popping up everywhere, but if you want something different than what you're currently seeing, Joyner Homes, based out of Greenfield, can build you a unique custom home on your own private lot or anywhere you can bring your own builder. They've built hundreds of homes across central Indiana. Visit Joyner Homes Model Homes or go to joynerhomes.com to see floor plans and pricing and more. With Joyner Homes, you can even start from scratch if you want. Check out their 5-star Google reviews and visit joynerhomes.com.
So, where's the lake?
Not here.
But it says Great Lakes Honda of Fishers.
Right. I just don't see a lake.
Well, who needs a lake when you can lease a 2025 Accord SE for $329 a month and 0 down?
That definitely won't soak our bank account.
Oh, it's the old Honda of Fishers.
Great Lakes, great people, great cars.
But no actual lake. Visit our showroom off State Road 37 today. Tax and title fees not included with approved credit through Honda Financial. In-stock new Hondas only. Not combinable with other offers. Loyalty or conquest rebates may apply. Offer ends September 30th. See dealer for details.
As proud sports medicine partners of the Indianapolis Indians, Butler University, Purdue University, and the Indiana Sports Corporation, Franciscan Health is here to keep our community moving. Whether you're a weekend warrior or high school champ, we offer injury evaluations, concussion testing, and personalized recovery plans to help you get back out there. Because when you love the game, we love getting you back in it. Call 317-781-1133 or visit franciscanhealth.org/sportsmedindy.
The Suburban Indy Home and Outdoor Living Show.
September 19th through 21st at Grand Park.
Shop, compare, and save with over 200 trusted experts.
Tickets are $7 at suburbanindyshows.com.
In 2 minutes from the Technology Recyclers studios, who Muncie police say was the victim and the suspect of a fatal shooting last night. How the IMPD chief is feeling about the curfew now that it's been better enforced more recently. And what Hoosiers did to honor Charlie Kirk in Indianapolis on Thursday. You're listening to 93 WIBC, WIBC HD1 Indianapolis. It's 11 o'clock.
Honoring Charlie Kirk in Congress. I'm Chris Foster, Fox News. The House a few minutes ago passed a Republican plan funding the federal government through the end of October to prevent a partial government shutdown October 1st. The vote was 217-212. It's unclear whether enough Democrats will support it in the Senate. And then the House passed a resolution honoring the murdered conservative activist Charlie Kirk. That vote, 310-58, the 58 all Democrats, 95 Democrats voting yes, 38 present, 22 weren't there to vote. House Democratic Party leaders say they did support it. The Senate passed its resolution unanimously. And Turning Point USA, the organization Kirk co-founded to promote conservative politics on school campuses, continues after his murder with a new CEO.
Board members voted unanimously for his widow, Erica Kirk, to lead the organization. They said Charlie expressed to multiple executives that this is what he wanted in the event of his death. They said, quote, Charlie prepared all of us for a moment like this one. He worked tirelessly to ensure Turning Point USA was built to survive even the greatest tests. And now it is our great pride to announce Erica Kirk as the new CEO and chair of the board. The news comes nearly a week after Erica Kirk spoke publicly about her husband's assassination and vowed to keep his legacy alive.
Fox's Christina Coleman. President Trump spoke with China's President Xi today about a deal for the social media app TikTok to be sold by its Chinese-owned parent company. Xi calls the talks positive and constructive.
The leaders' talk comes following U.S. officials revealing they've reached a deal with China to switch TikTok, owned by Beijing-based company ByteDance, to U.S.-controlled ownership to address security concerns. President Trump again extending the deadline to keep the app available in the U.S. until December 16th, giving time for the two governments to work out the details of the agreement. Kristen Goodwin, Fox News.
Estonia says 3 Russian fighter jets entered its airspace without permission today and stayed for 12 minutes. America's listening to Fox News.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
A teenage girl shot dead in Muncie. All clear on your radar today. Sunny and 79 on Monument Circle. The high today, 88. I'm Jarrett Lewis. Here's what's trending at 11:02. Brought to you by Window Nation. A 14-year-old girl is dead, with police arresting a 15-year-old boy in the fatal shooting. Officers came to an apartment complex in Muncie Thursday night. The girl was found shot there and then taken to IU Health Ball Memorial Hospital, where she later died. The 15-year-old is looking at reckless homicide and multiple gun charges. Indianapolis police say the city's curfew for kids is helping reduce late-night disturbances downtown. Ryan Hedrick explains.
The curfew applies every day, including weekends. In downtown Indianapolis, kids 15 and under need to be off the streets by 11, and teenagers 15 to 17 need to be off the streets by 1 unless they're with a parent or guardian.
What we're looking for is voluntary compliance. We want our kids to be safe. I think that message has gotten out to our parents and our youth.
IMPD Chief Chris Bailey, speaking on Thursday, says the curfew was enforced in a stricter way after 2 teenagers were killed on July 5th. Ryan Hedrick, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
A gathering of Hoosiers in downtown Indianapolis Thursday night to honor the life of conservative activist Charlie Kirk, shot and killed while speaking at Utah Valley University last week.
Lord God, I pray, Holy Spirit, that you touch everybody's hearts today as we honor your servant Charlie, because we know right now, God, that he's with you in heaven, looking upon his fruit, looking upon all the labor that he did.
About 100 people attended a vigil on Monument Circle. A service for Kirk is scheduled for Sunday in Glendale, Arizona. In college football action tomorrow, a top 25 matchup in the Big Ten with number 19 Indiana hosting 9th-ranked Illinois. It's the second time ever that both teams have been ranked when they face each other. Kickoff is at 7:30 in Bloomington. Meanwhile, the Irish still searching for their first win as they welcome Purdue to Notre Dame Stadium Saturday. Here's Lynn Clark.
Freshman quarterback C.J. Carr has shown poise in 2 tight losses, but now needs that breakthrough performance to spark the Irish. The ground game will be critical, with Jeremiah Love and Jadarian Price expected to set the tone against the Boilermakers front. And after surrendering 41 points to Texas A&M, the Irish defense knows it must tighten up against a less explosive Purdue attack. Kickoff time at Notre Dame Stadium Saturday, 3:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Len Clark, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
And the Indiana Fever are advancing to the semifinal round after defeating the Dream last night in Atlanta, 87-85. They'll now enter a best-of-5 series with Las Vegas that starts on Sunday. Tickets for those home games in that semifinal round go on sale starting today at 2 o'clock. I'm Jarrett Lewis on The Level, on the go, and on WIBC.com.
It's the start of our favorite season here in Indy, football season. That's right, with all the hype and action this season brings, we know things can get loud and messy real quick. Before you invite your friends and family over to watch the games, you better call my cleaning heroes at Zero Res to clean up all those fumble moments in your home. And lucky for you, you can score big this month with great savings. Hi, this is Denny Smith, and you can get 3 rooms Zero Resified starting at just $129 and take $75 off your air duct cleaning too. The Zero Res service is easy to line up, and you can go online at ZeroResIndy.com to do the scheduling at your convenience. And don't forget the ZR water difference. No soap, no residue, no harsh chemicals, leaving things really clean. Now mention WIBC and you'll get 3 rooms cleaned by the Zero Res Pro starting at just $129. $129! Plus $75 off duct cleaning too. 317-388-5141. Online at ZeroResIndy.com.
This hour powered by Absolute Comfort, your American Standard Mitsubishi Electric Ductless Mini Splits dealer.
You're listening to Rob Kendall.
When we talk about sending money somewhere, we're talking about printing the money because we have no money.
And Casey Daniels.
My government would never lie to me, would they?
On 93 WIBC.
All right, so lots still going on as it relates to the assassination of Charlie Kirk. Casey, what's the latest?
So, reported from NBC News, Pentagon officials are considering a new military recruitment campaign honoring Charlie Kirk. The campaign would serve as a, quote, national call to service, and it would target young conservatives. They actually even have a proposed slogan. Charlie has awakened a generation of warriors, and this effort is reportedly being led by the Undersecretary of Defense, Anthony Tata.
Okay, so gut reaction is that feels a little icky to use someone's death, just like we talked about, for political purposes, for a military campaign. Am I wrong with that? Like, what is your gut instinct on that? Because, I mean, I want to be very sensitive to this. Obviously, Charlie Kirk was an incredibly patriotic person. He loved his country very much. He was a big fan of the current administration in running Washington, D.C., but using the guy in an ad, or his assassination in an ad, I don't know about all that. What say you?
Yeah, some of the Pentagon officials, they are opposing the idea, and they warn that exactly what you said. It may appear that the military is exploiting his death.
No, look,
something to note, Charlie Kirk never served in the military.
Right, and that's, lots of people. I never served in the military either. I have immense respect for people who did. Try to always go out of my way to say thanks for your service if I know you served, and, wholeheartedly support our military. But so I don't think you have to been a military person in order to be honored by the military. However, it feels like it's more than honor. It feels like it's using someone's death to try to get people to do behavior, right? It feels very similar to people who are trying to use Charlie Kirk's death on the redistricting stuff. That feels kind of icky.
So there are some recruiting shortfalls. This from the Military Service Recruitment Task Force. Only 7 to 11% of Americans now view military service as a viable career. That's down from 27%.
Okay, I want to come back to something for a second, because the military does use, let's just be honest, they do use anything to get people to enlist, right? In the wake of 9/11, the idea of patriotism, etc. So they do. This is not uncharted territory that they would use some tragedy to try to get more people to engage in the military. I felt that was relevant to point that out, that they've done this before. They'll do it again. They've had various marketing campaigns over the years. They're just like any other operation. They're trying to get you to do something instead of buy a product. It's enlist in their military, in the U.S. military.
So some of the long-term recruitment, their numbers are down. And they're saying that this is because of a shrinking youth population, also fewer military family legacies.
So this is very interesting that that there are fewer people finding this to be a worthy cause, or cause that they are willing to put their life behind. I think there's a variety of reasons for this. Number one, when you continually hear what a rotten, horrible country this place is, or how we're oppressors, or whatever the cause du jour or slogan du jour of the mainstream national media, and let's face it, quite frankly, many voices in the Democrat Party, it sort of ingrains in you, why would I want to serve for that? Why would I want to die for that? It used to be that while we had differences on policy or the way to run the country, we all sort of had this core set of principles or ideals that we agreed on. We just kind of disagreed on how to get there. But that is not the case anymore. There are a lot of people who genuinely hate this country, and some of them have very loud voices. And I think when young people see that, they go, why would I want to go die for that?
Another reason that they're saying that the numbers are low is because more youth are being disqualified. And it's because of their weight, their academics, or even their mental health history.
One other thing, and our old pal Stephen Whitmer from the Indie Reporter account on Twitter said this, and it's true, which is, boy, I don't mean to get off topic here. So Fetterman is on Fox News.
Yeah, he is.
And you almost never see a full body shot of him.
Mm-hmm.
They had some still photo of him. He's like a wall. I knew
He's
he was
very
big,
tall, isn't he?
But yeah, but he's like massive.
Mm-hmm.
He's like an egg. It was like an egg with legs was walking over there. I don't know if I guess it's just been a while since I've seen a full body shot of him, and he looks so ridiculous as a U.S. senator walking around with the shorts and that hoodie.
You'd like a different level of professionalism.
Come on, dude. You're one of the 100 most powerful people in the country. Wear a dang suit. Anyway, sorry, I didn't mean to get distracted there, but I saw that it was like, holy smokes, he is a massive human. Anyway, Stephen made a good point with this. So much of what our military seems to be called to do now is engage in things or be a part of things that benefit a very select group of people, and a lot of people get rich off of. And what reward do you get for it? Not anything that necessarily betters the country, but you get the opportunity to try to not get killed.
Well, if this happens, they're saying that they're discussing using Turning Point USA chapters at schools as military recruiting centers, and they have now surpassed over 62,000 chapter requests. So Charlie Kirk's goal was to have 20,000 chapters, so they have well more than doubled that.
I had this conversation with somebody the other day. The issue is not people in this moment that want to engage. It's how do you keep people engaged?
Sustaining it.
Especially in the 24/7 news cycle, right? Like he's got his funeral coming up this weekend, which will be tons of publicity and very well attended. I'm sure it'll be a very emotional event. But then after that, that's sort of the last thing. Then it starts to fade from the news. Now, obviously, this assassin, as his trial moves forward, it'll be front and center. And if they find out other people were indeed involved in the cover up or knew about it and do anything, that'll make the news. But where are we going to be 6 months from now? How do you keep, especially young people? They have an attention span of a gnat. I'm an old person. I have an attention span of a gnat. How do you keep people engaged in this thing after it starts to fade from the news cycle and frankly fade from the memory?
Well, that will be up to the new CEO. And it was just announced yesterday that the new CEO of Turning Point USA will be Erica Kirk.
Since everything has happened, I think the number one question is what is going to happen with Turning Point? What is going to happen next? And I'm pleased to be able to announce that the Turning Point board has unanimously selected Erica Kirk as the new CEO and chair of the board. And not only is that amazing in and of itself, but I can assure you, Megan, that Charlie told me personally, and he told others, he probably told Mikey, that if anything ever happened to him, that this is exactly what he wanted.
So the board's vote was unanimous. And of course, you probably heard it. Erica pledged to make Turning Point USA the biggest thing this nation has ever seen. She vowed to continue all the Turning Point USA initiatives like the campus speaking tour, the America Fest conference, his radio show, his podcast show. I have no doubt in my mind this is a woman who is on a mission now to continue his legacy. Charlie Kirk was a very talented person and very busy. How are they going to fill the role of that?
Well, and so I think what you're alluding to, and we said this in the wake of his tragic death, his assassination, sometimes the thing, like we've said this for years about WIBC. We do very well here. However, many talented broadcasters have come and gone in WIBC. It's had peaks, it's had valleys, but WIBC remains an institution. The name WIBC is bigger than any person who has ever cracked a microphone on this radio station, certainly including us. If they told us tomorrow, you're out of here, WIBC would still go on. The institution itself is bigger than any one person who's ever worked here. But there are many organizations where an individual, companies, nonprofits, whatever, where a single individual carries the day. There's a name for a company they're working for, or an organization they're a part of, but they are the thing. It's them. And so that's going to be very fascinating to see. And again, I think for 6 months or whatever, you're going to see it remain, a real freight train, right? People are feeling this sense of, obligation, just stand up, whatever. I think that'll be strong. But a year from now, 2 years from now, was Charlie Kirk, like us, just a part of a very successful institution, or was he so powerful? Was his personality so big that without him there, they're not going to be able to sustain that?
Well, you're definitely going to see an evolution of some sort, but I do believe that Erica Kirk will be determined to make it successful. Turning Point USA, they played a major role in youth engagement, especially during the 24 election. And
But come back to this. There has to be somebody worth seeing. You're in the entertainment industry. Anything that whether it's us, radio, live shows, sporting events, there's somebody worth seeing. without that, it just becomes sort of some activist organization.
And maybe that's what it will evolve into. And it's not going to be so much about the messenger, but the message and the mission.
Yeah, but then you run into, there's a million different people who do that. I'm not trying to be, crass by saying this. There's a million other organizations that deliver conservative messaging. You have to have somebody that's worth getting the people to go see. Now, I'm not super familiar with Turning Point USA. I obviously knew about Charlie Kirk, but I don't know about their structure. Do they have a bunch of people? Is there like, for lack of a better term, a minor league system of people that they're going to elevate that can be that next guy? The reason when Charlie Kirk went to these events and there were thousands of people there was he was larger than life. He was the show. People wanted to go see him. Hey, he's going to get into it with, these liberals and
prove me wrong.
Right, exactly. Mm-hmm. So how do you do that and not just become another organization without that individual drawing people to these? How do you create the large crowds a year from now, 2 years from now, without that larger than life personality there? I hope they can do it. I think it'll be phenomenal for society. The message he did was great. The way he went about it was great. I just don't know how you do it without the guy, and I guess we'll see.
It is Kendall and Casey. It's 93 WIBC.
Sun's up. The coffee is brewing. And Tony Katz is your morning information barista.
Tony Katz, good to be with you.
Clarity.
We're not interested in having this debate. We're only interested in honestly addressing the issue.
Context.
We should not present this in any other light. The objective is the destruction of Western civilization.
And a little caffeine.
Only the Constitution should rule.
Tony Katz in the Morning News. Weekdays 6 till 9 on 93 WIBC.
Hey, we just talked about Charlie Kirk and engaging young people in our society. And Life Church would love to tell you about an event they have coming up geared towards young people. It's the 4th Annual Truth Conference. It's coming up, and it's a weekend just for teens that has 3 main sessions: live worship and breakout sessions where they can ask tough questions about God, the Bible, culture, and relationships. It's also going to have great food, amazing prizes, fun games, and a free arcade and coffee bar. Learn more about this incredible event that's coming up and to register, log on to lifechurchin.com.
20 ribeyes for $35. That's 20 ribeyes for $35 at 2 locations in Indianapolis going on now. 20 ribeyes for only $35 at the corner of South Emerson and Thompson Road. Just look for the big truck. Also in the parking lot across the street from Perry Meridian 6th Grade Academy. Also on the big truck is cases of T-bones, fillets, New York strips, burgers, and a whole lot more. Big truck sale. Marinated chicken breasts too. Don't wait. Big steak sale at 2 different locations at the corner of South Emerson and Thompson Road. Also in the Hardee's parking lot on Meridian across from Perry Meridian 6th Grade Academy. 20 ribeyes for just $35. Don't wait. Everything must go. Big truck sale. That's 20 ribeyes for $35 at the corner of South Emerson and Thompson Road. Also in the Hardee's parking lot on Meridian across from Perry Meridian 6th Grade Academy. Get there before the truck is gone.
Of all the times to buy a new Lincoln, right now is the very best time at Tom Roush Lincoln. Get 0% APR for up to 48 months on 2025 Lincoln Corsair, Nautilus, or Aviator. Plus get a $1,000 Tom Roush Trade Assist bonus. So come get that new Lincoln from Tom Roush Lincoln, where our family's been serving yours for over 53 years.
36-month, 10,000-mile per year lease. 2,500 due at signing. No security deposit required. All offers subject to credit approval. See dealer for complete offer details. Ends 9/30/25.
Let's go! You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and help strengthen your immune response. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Why'd you say my name? Isn't the best place to find in a very mom manner.
Did I?
You're like Robert Kendall.
I did not. I just said Rob Kendall.
What? Were you worried?
Because the bumper music was playing and
You are always so concerned that I'm
I
not.
didn't know if you were aware that that was the bumper music. I don't know how familiar you are with Ed Sheeran's music. That's all.
You're always so concerned. I'm not going to be in here on time. I'm not going to pay attention when the bumper music plays. After 3.5 years, haven't you figured out that I have mastered the art of half-assing it? Like, haven't you figured that out by now?
You do an excellent job of that.
That is
I
my
want the whole
skill.
ass, okay? I want the whole.
Nobody can put less effort than I do into something and get a better result.
This is true. So Ed Sheeran is set to perform at Lucas Oil Stadium on October 10th, 2026. This is part of his Loop tour.
Is he still a big deal?
I like his music. I was talking with our boss, Matt, about this the other day, and I said, I like him. Well, I like his music.
Wait. Where's he playing at? Which one of these places?
Lucas Oil.
Oh, he's playing at Lucas Oil by himself?
Yeah.
Ed Sheeran's big enough that he can play Lucas Oil Stadium?
Uh-huh.
That little redheaded dude?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
Does he have a band that he plays with? Isn't he, I don't always see him with like an acoustic guitar type of thing.
No, it'll be a full show, yeah. 20 dates across North America.
Ed Sheeran can play by him, like he's not featuring Britney Spears or with Eminem or who are some of the other people the young kids listen to.
Back in the 2010s, he had the second most streamed song, Shape of You. Do you remember that one?
Yeah, the 2010s.
Yeah. 4.5 billion streams. He's still putting out new music today.
But I haven't heard of when was the last big Ed Sheeran anything? I mean, if you just said he's playing Gainbridge, I would have said, okay, I can probably see that. He can sell 50,000 tickets
to play at Lucas Oil. He's already played Gainbridge once. He did that. When did he do that? Back in 2017. He went from the Egyptian Room in 2012 to Gainbridge in 2017. Now Lucas Oil 2025.
Well,
stepping it up.
If you think about it, I went from community radio to WIBC. Next step, national syndication. Ed Sheeran and I are on the same career path, Casey.
Cardi B also announced that she'll be coming to Gainbridge Fieldhouse.
Cardi B, was she the one that just announced she's having a baby?
Did she? She announced that? I don't follow Cardi B's life.
Well, no, but I thought it was with an NFL player. Did I see that? Did I imagine that? Hang on. Let's see. If I put Cardi B into my, probably just took like 9 data centers to process this request here. Did I? Maybe I imagined that. One of these singers is having a.
She got the rap album of the year at the Grammys. I'm listening to you type.
Cardi B's boyfriend. Yes. Cardi B's boyfriend, Stefan. Okay, I thought maybe she was having the baby. Pregnant Cardi B's boyfriend. Yes. Okay. And Stefan Diggs, who's an NFL player. I think he plays for the. Does he play for the Bills now, maybe? I don't know who he plays for. Anyway. See, aren't you?
I'm impressed.
People.com, pregnant Cardi B's boyfriend, Stefan Diggs. Aren't you impressed about how much I knew about the pop culture?
I'm very impressed.
I was ESPN with the announcement there, too. See? I think I don't pay attention to anything.
I know you don't pay attention. No doubt there. So you've got lots of concerts coming, and those are the 2 big ones that I wanted to make you aware of. I don't know if you saw this. 2 Indiana bars were named top 10 college bars.
Wait. I want to come back to something for a second.
You got to go back to Cardi B?
No. Wait, what's the last concert you went to?
Oh, wow. I think it might have been Old Dominion.
Who?
It's a country band.
It's a college.
No, it's also a country band.
Oh. Where was that at?
Grand Rapids.
Oh.
Yeah.
So it's been a long time since you've been to a live music show?
Yeah, it's been a couple years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. What about you?
I don't leave my house very often.
You just went to see Judas Priest recently,
well,
last summer.
I did, that's right. Was that last summer or was that 2
was.
summers ago? That's right, because Livy was little. I did. I went to see Rod Stewart a couple of years ago.
Wait, no. That's not true. It wasn't Old Dominion. It was Luke Combs at Lucas Oil Stadium.
Oh, see? Well, there you go.
Yeah.
So you've been to a concert since you've lived in Indianapolis.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's just not anybody left. But I don't know if there's anybody left I would pay money to see.
Really? If you can't get in free, you're not going?
Yeah.
You were supposed to go take your mom to Rod Stewart.
And then she decided she won't go.
What nice thing are you going to do for her?
I exist.
You were supposed to do something nice for her. You're going to take her to Rod Stewart.
Well, I offered to do the thing, and she did.
So now
opted out.
you don't have to do anything nice?
It's like a Seinfeld thing, right? Like, it's the offer.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't accept the offer,
right?
I've offered to do the thing. She gets the joy of seeing me a couple times a week.
Soup's not a meal.
Do you know how the value of that?
Yes, I know the value of seeing you every single day in a box for 3 hours.
Hey, so I'm going to be gone next Friday. By the way, speaking of that,
yeah,
can we announce that who's filling in?
If you want.
I mean, are you okay with it?
I don't think it's a big secret.
Well, I didn't know. I didn't know if we were allowed.
I haven't told our bosses yet.
Oh, but it's do they have veto power over that?
I think they do. They're the ones who sign the checks.
Oh.
They have veto power over everything we do.
Did they say it was okay for you to ask this person? Oh, yeah. So then you already know. Yes. Okay, so next Friday, I'm taking a rare day off of work. I'm also going to take that Monday off.
Now that I didn't know about.
Yeah.
You just slid that one.
Well,
right in there. You're like, Friday, it's a big deal. Ryder Cup.
Okay,
blah, blah, blah.
Here's what's happening. I have very little fun in my life anymore. But the one thing I look forward to, because it's only every 2 years, it is basically the Olympics of golf. It is arguably now the biggest event in all of golf, is the Ryder Cup, where USA plays Europe. It is in America this year. And I think it is my favorite event in golf. It's a massive, massive thing. And I plan on having a lot of fun over the 3 days, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So
you might be a little tired.
Friday, I would be in no business to participate with humanity. And then I'm worried about having that much fun over 3 days, what a Monday's going to look like. So I just said, for the good of the show, I got to take the Monday off,
I'm glad you're taking Monday off. Not because I don't want you here, but because you need to use up your vacation days.
I told my wife, I said, no parenting of any kind from me over that Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So
she said, get a grip, dude. You have a child. You're going to parent every single day.
Said, I'll do all the stuff the week of lead up, but come 8 a.m. Friday morning, I'm out. Nothing.
Yeah.
Don't expect anything out of me.
Yeah, that's not going to happen. You have a 2-year-old. You have responsibilities.
You have to ruin everything for me? Can you just let me have this one thing?
So I wanted to mention, before we get to the news really quick, 2 Indiana bars named top 10 college bars in the U.S. This is according to The Atlantic.
Kilroy's.
No. They're college bars.
Brothers.
No. Damn. I'll give you the hints, okay?
Yeah.
One bar in Bloomington.
Nick's.
Yes. Nick's English Hut.
Yeah.
The other bar in South Bend.
Well, I don't know.
Yeah. The Linebacker, also known as the Backer.
No kidding.
Very, very low ceiling.
South Bend seems like a very boring place to party. That's Bloomington. When you said Bloomington, I was like, okay, yeah, absolutely.
On game day? Are you kidding me? South Bend?
But I mean, it's like
I need to take you tailgating.
Like Nick's is fun all the time. Bloomington is fun all the time. South Bend, it's like 5 or 6 Saturdays a year.
Yeah, that pretty much sums it up. But the Backer is right across from campus, and it's always packed.
I'm too old to do that anymore. I've retired.
You're listening to Kendall and Casey. It is 93 WIBC.
At Duke Energy, we're making Indiana's energy grid stronger and more resilient, ready for storms and growing energy demands. We're adding more power to the Indiana grid. We're using new innovations and smart technology to restore outages faster. And we're doing it all in cost-efficient ways to keep bills as low as possible while we serve you with reliable energy. Duke Energy, building a smarter energy future. Paid for by Duke Energy shareholders. 93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
Where she was killed. I'm Jarrett Lewis. Here's what's trending at 11:30. A 14-year-old girl is dead and a 15-year-old boy is arrested in her shooting that police say happened at an apartment in downtown Muncie last night. The boy is facing multiple charges, including reckless homicide and dangerous possession of a firearm. About 100 Hoosiers honoring Charlie Kirk in a vigil on Monument Circle last night. Kirk founded Turning Point USA and was assassinated last week in Utah at one of his events. The former mayor of South Bend and transportation secretary is speaking out against a push for redistricting in Indiana.
Indiana Republicans are being pressured by Washington Republicans to do something that they know in their hearts is wrong.
Pete Buttigieg was at the State House on Thursday. And the Fever are advancing to the semifinals of the WNBA playoffs to take on Las Vegas. And the 19th-ranked Hoosiers are hosting number 9 Illinois in a primetime Big Ten matchup tomorrow night. I'm Jarrett Lewis on the level, on the go, and on WIBC.com.
Without an Advent clinic nearby, people suffering needlessly from chronic nasal congestion and sinus infections would be stuck with either Band-Aid or sledgehammer solutions. Band-Aids are pills or nasal sprays, and they're not true solutions. Surgery is a sledgehammer, and that's what we're trying to avoid. Because most people don't need surgery for nose and sinus issues, nor do they want a 14-day recovery. Our unique Advent approach can, in 20 minutes in our office, open your blocked nose for good, with only 1-day recovery. I'm Advent founder Dr. Kandula. Outside of Advent's four walls, invasive surgery is what they'll recommend. But here, you will find effective and convenient in-office solutions to help you stop the need for Band-Aids and avoid the sledgehammer.
Go to adventknows.com to schedule your appointment, because Advent knows when you breathe well, you live better. Most insurance accepted.
Life can be full of risks. One thing you shouldn't take a risk with ever is your family's health insurance. If you're self-employed or you now need affordable health insurance, you need to make this free call right now and see how the Health Insurance Helpline can help you get it. We specialize in helping the self-employed and people just like you that need affordable health insurance to get it. We have short and long-term health insurance plans, and some even cover dental, vision, and prescription drugs. Don't take a risk with your family's health insurance. It's not worth it. If you're self-employed or now need affordable health insurance, call right now and learn for free how to get it. Listen, affordable health insurance plans for everyone just like you are a free phone call away. So give us a shout right now.
800-659-7540. 800-659-7540. 800-659-7540. That's 800-659-7540.
Oh, how's that flu, babe? Did you take Dayquil Intense Flu yet?
Nah, I got this. Ugh, okay, I don't got this.
You stay on the couch, and I'll grab the Dayquil.
Undo your flu symptoms with Dayquil Intense Flu. Dayquil Intense Flu provides powerful relief of your flu symptoms.
I'm ready for that to-do list.
Wow, you do got this.
Dayquil Intense Flu. The daytime coughing, aching, fever, under your flu, medicine. Use as directed, keep out of reach of children.
As our loved ones age, ensuring their safety at home becomes a top priority. This is Tina McIntosh, president of Joy's House and co-host of the Caregiver Crossing radio program. I'll be right back with some practical things you can do to reduce the possibility of a fall or injury.
Cardon & Associates provides residents with the best senior living options and personalized service. Visit cardon.us to find a community near you.
Removing tripping hazards such as rugs and floor clutter is one way to prevent or minimize falls around the home. Another is to position grab bars in the restroom and other common areas where your loved one may need some extra support. Contact your local area agency on aging to inquire about low-cost or free installation services. More tips like this are available anytime at caregivercrossingradio.org. With new weekly content created by Joy's House and distributed in partnership with Network Indiana, we're an on-air and online support group for Hoosier family caregivers. Hear conversations with experts, access the library of online education, and more at caregivercrossingradio.org.
Heat and cool your man cave, attic, garage, or bonus room without adding ductwork with Mitsubishi Electric ductless mini splits.
To find out more, just go to absolutecomfort.org.
The Sundown Gardens Fall Open House is this Saturday. Sales all day, giveaways, kids' games, and door prizes too. 186th Street and Spring Mill Road in Westfield.
Let's be brown, girl, sweet Caroline, free fall, small town Saturday night. Before you lose that love.
You ever notice all the country music kind of sounds exactly the same?
I like that song. That's Old Dominion, by the way.
Did you ever work at a country station?
Yeah, a few times. First one I ever worked
Wear a
at.
cowboy hat?
I did, actually. I did. Yeah, had boots. Now I have new boots.
It's Kendall Casey show. I'm Rob. That's Casey. My dear friend Shane, who runs the radio station in Brownsburg, who's always pointing out all my flaws. He's a regular listener. He pointed out an egregious mistake by me. We got to arguing. Your fault, not mine. We got to arguing, and you distracted me to the point where I failed to tell everybody who was filling in for me next week.
Yeah, when you're gone next Friday and apparently Monday too.
Yeah.
Whatever. Yeah, my husband's.
Yeah, Jim's coming back.
He is. He's available again.
With lots to talk about and lots going on. And so Jim, Casey's husband, will be with us we'll be with you.
He'll be with me
on Friday.
Yeah.
Maybe Monday.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So there you go. So I was interesting. I was talking with, we had a wild show yesterday. And one of the things I think got lost because of the Aaron Sheridan interview was that we had the Avon school people and the superintendent and the school board president. We had a spirited back and forth about they're going for a referendum. And they've pushed this timeline up to this year rather than what the new law says for next year. And they sprinted to get that done, that paperwork done, so they could do that. And they had that video that came out that was a private video. And, of course, we got access to it. And we had a fun back and forth. Look, I give them credit. Most people don't have near enough stones come in here and have that conversation, and they did. Now, I still think they're totally full of crap that they're pushing that through this year because they want fewer people to vote, and it works in their favor. They can say whatever they want about hiring teachers, whatever. And I think absolutely they intended for that video to be private because they wanted select people to get it, and we got it, and they didn't anticipate that. But, you got 12 minutes or whatever it was, and there's only so much you can get to it, and they were very nice, and that was a fun conversation. But one of the things we were talking about was the lack of local engagement. I was talking with a friend of mine who has worked in the state government for years and very respected individual who we will not name for fear of being totally ostracized and tarred and feathered if his name got out that he associates with me. But we were talking about the lack of local engagement. Because, look, there isn't a great organized opposition to this referendum, and oftentimes many of these referendums, and that's why they pass. The schools always get organized. They get their people. They do it. And I have a feeling this one's going to probably go the same way. I may be pleasantly surprised. Maybe our show is that powerful that us just talking about it was enough to alert the people of Avon how you're about to get screwed once again. But anyway, and so we started talking about local engagement and why people don't engage on a local level. And he made a great point. He said, especially in an Obama and now Trump world, it used to be that all politics was local. But because of the headlines that these people grab, that sort of isn't the case anymore. It seems like all politics is national, and these politicians, as we're seeing play out here in Indiana, are more afraid of the national boot coming down on them than they are the local backlash anymore because people have sort of bought into all things being national, whereas it used to be all things are local.
Yeah, it is the top-down governing, which is not how it is supposed to be. It's supposed to actually go the other way.
Yeah, and I obviously attribute a lot of that to Trump. And look, there are a lot of people who, for whatever reason, emotionally invest in Trump unlike any other politician before. And no matter how many times you can show people, hey, this is going to be bad for you, this isn't going to work, that this is how it's going to harm you. Well, Trump wanted it, so we'll do it. Or we'll engage in it or whatever. And I don't know now going forward, because obviously since Trump has become president the first time and now again, our society has changed a great deal. The technology has changed a great deal. Social media has become, a much bigger thing. I don't know how we go back from this national down approach that we have today versus the local up approach that we had before.
Yeah, don't know if it's possible. And I heard somebody saying the other day, has it always been like this? No, you're just more aware now because of social media.
Yeah, we had having this conversation with Jim Merritt the other day. I don't think he'll mind me sharing. I said, were you guys always this corrupt? Or just aware of it now? And, Jim, he's so nice. He goes, oh, no, the politicians were always this corrupt.
It's always been this way. Yeah. You just know about it now.
I mean, and the media landscape has changed a great deal. I was having a conversation yesterday with someone who is about to start a political media company here in the state of Indiana. I don't know when they're going to get it off the ground, but they've been in the process of doing this for a while. And I said, one of the things that's fascinating is there's fewer and fewer legacy media people. I mean, we're still here. Star is still here. And while we do very well in the ratings, we don't have the presence in the State House we used to. We don't have a reporter there every day anymore. Star, they're spread out. They have people that cover the State House, but they cover a variety of other things. And so as you've got fewer and fewer, legacy media type of people in the State House, I have been pleasantly surprised that it has given rise, because somebody has stepped up, people have stepped up to fill the vacuum. The Capitol Chronicle, even our pal Indy Reporter, is the citizen journalist people, the Adam Wren, Abdul people. Like, so there's new people getting information out, and in a weird way, you're almost getting more information out.
Right.
But is the public less engaged than they used to be because they have so many areas they're being taken and they're being spread so thin that they're not actively paying attention? It used to be, when I was a kid, Star said it, everybody got it, everybody read it, all the information was funneled there, and boom, they had a lot of power. Now, somebody can post something on the internet and the media might have not gotten before, but unless enough people share it or it goes front and center, do enough people see it to make a difference?
Well, to your point, I look at like television stations in South Bend, where I lived for many years. They would have people come down to Indianapolis to report on what's going on in the State House. They don't do that anymore.
No?
They're, getting their stories secondhand.
And though the downfall of that becomes, and we've seen this play out with elections, where people hear WIBC, the election results are much different than where they don't. And so for guys like Diego Morales, they've totally figured out, even though every so often he makes an egregious mistake because he has such a massive ego and he is an idiot, that other than where people can hear us, the 25 counties or whatever, that story doesn't get reported.
Right.
This India stuff doesn't show up in these other places because you're right, Casey. There aren't the people in these far reaches of the state covering the State House, getting the information back to their local citizens the way they used to.
Well, it's because of budget cuts, right?
Totally.
They can't do it.
Absolutely. And while there may be people in these far corners of the state who are these citizen journalists, they don't have the resources to come to the State House and cover and then report back. They're reporting things that are getting to them.
Yeah.
So you don't have that the way that you used to.
It is Kendall and Casey. It's 93 WIBC. And
coming up next.
Yeah.
I can't believe this is a thing.
It is. It's a thing.
There's a I didn't believe that there's a world record for this, but there's a new world record that I can't just process that they keep track of this. And you're enthralled by this. You think it's amazing.
We're going to go out on a light note, okay?
Very good.
Okay. It's Kendall and Casey on 93 WIBC.
Coming up on Tony Katz today, they're lying again about why Jimmy Kimmel was taken off the air. And there's free speech or there's nothing. And that's a message for Republicans. That's after the news at noon on 93 WIBC.
Hey, September is here, which means the kids are back at school again. Football is back, but did you know September is also Childhood Cancer Awareness Month, and AAA Hoosier Motor Club would love it if you help support cancer research at Riley Hospital for Children, which serves more than 300 new pediatric cancer patients each year. Think about that number. I don't like that number, but we are thankful that Riley Hospital for Children is here to take care of your kids.
Get all the same member benefits like discounted zoo tickets, exclusive access to the AAA Tailgate Lounge at Ruoff Music Center, and the peace of mind that comes with their award-winning roadside assistance, all while supporting children with cancer at the same time. It's a win-win. To join or renew AAA, visit AAA.com, call 844-GO-AAA-GO, or stop by your local AAA office. Tell them Hammer and Nigel sent you.
When it comes to your home, it's important to sell it to someone you can trust. Simple Quarters has helped over 3,000 families sell their homes in Indiana.
I'm excited to start the new chapter of my life. I'm going to be moving 2 states away to be with my husband. Ronnie came out to do my walkthrough. It was great. We had a chance to talk about the house. We had a chance to listen to what my goals were, and they helped me to meet them. Then I had the offer, I believe, within 2 hours of them coming through and doing the walkthrough. Simple Quarters never tried to change their offer at any point during the process. Once they gave me that offer, it stood. The offer was absolutely fair. They did explain to me how they came to that price, and it was a fair offer. The best part about this process is I didn't have to make any repairs to the house. Simple Quarters has taken it as is, which is a huge stress relief. It just couldn't have worked out better. It really couldn't have.
Call Simple Quarters 317-900-HOME. 317-900-HOME.
Football is back, and so are great hairlines. We Grow Hair India has helped former local professional football players get back in the game with full natural hair. You don't have to play pro ball to get pro-level results. Hey, it's Rob, and I knew I picked the right team when I needed a Hail Mary for my hair. I called We Grow Hair Indy. Whether you're tailgating, coaching, or watching from the couch, do it with confidence. Trade the sidelines for a hairline. Get back in the game at We Grow Hair Indy. Schedule your free evaluation today at WeGrowHairIndy.com. That's WeGrowHairIndy.com or call 317-522-2995. That's 317-522-2995. Enjoy being out and about this fall. Enjoy watching the games in person with your friends with confidence you haven't had in years. And you can do it with a trip to We Grow Hair Indy. 317-522-2995. 317-522-2995. Tell them Rob sent you.
WindowNation.com for an incredible deal right now in September. You're going to save big this month. Buy 2 windows and you'll get 2 for free. No payments for 2 years. You won't have to deal with monthly payments, a down payment, or even any interest until 2027. I have Window Nation windows. They have brought the energy bills down in my house. My wife and I absolutely love our Window Nation windows.
Window Nation offers a lifetime warranty on all of their windows, so you can relax knowing your home is protected far into the future. And this deal, it's a good one. Buy 2 windows, get 2 for free. Make no payments for 2 years. Nothing down, no payments. You don't have to deal with anything until 2027. 866-90-NATION. Call and talk to a rep. Schedule that free in-home estimate. 866-90-NATION or go to windownation.com. Tell them Hammer and Nigel sent you.
Let's go! You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and help strengthen your immune response. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Tune in Saturdays 9 to 1 for the Home and Garden Show for advice and fun. Brought to you by Michaelis. Water, storms, fire, and wet basements. Life happens. Michaelis happens to help you through it.
Head online to the contest page at WIBC.com and enter for your chance to win a pair of tickets to see Trans-Siberian Orchestra Thursday, December 4th at Gainbridge Fieldhouse.
The flag of piracy flew from my mast. My sails were set wing to wing. I had a jukebox graduate for.
So there's a new record in the Guinness Book of World Records?
Yes, and it stems out of Fort Wayne, Indiana. We have a record breaker right here in the great state of Indiana.
How exciting. It's Kendall and Casey show. I'm Rob, that's Casey. Do you know anyone who has ever been in the Guinness Book of World Records?
No, have you?
No, I don't think so.
No? You ever
But most of my life is focused on me, so that wouldn't... I mean, that doesn't mean...
That would take the attention off you and place it on someone else.
Doesn't mean I haven't crossed paths with somebody. I just wasn't interested enough to ask.
Well, I wrote about this the other day at WIBC.com, and since it's Friday and it's been a really, really messed up week, I thought...
Hasn't it been fun, though?
I thought, let's go out with a nicer, more uplifting story, and boy, is it up. Because the story is a Fort Wayne man has grown the tallest sunflower in the world, Rob.
Wait, that's a record?
Yes.
How do they know?
Okay, well, they have the Guinness Book of World Record people come out and measure it.
Yeah, but how does every sunflower somebody grows that's really tall, or they're like, let me get the Guinness people out here and measure it?
Well, this was this guy's goal, to grow the tallest sunflower.
Wait. Like, some people want to be president of the United States.
Mm-hmm.
Some people want to run a Fortune 500 company.
Mm-hmm.
Some people want to create a nonprofit that serves the needy. This guy's goal in life was to grow the world's tallest sunflower?
Well, here's the backstory on this fella. His name is Alex Babbage, and he was an immigrant from Ukraine. When he was 12 years old, he left after Chernobyl, and he ended up here in Indiana. The sunflower, I guess, is the national flower of Ukraine. So he was planting flowers for years.
Oh, so he was bringing his cultures and traditions over here rather than adapting to ours. Very good, Casey. Carry on.
Okay. Well, he grew the record-breaking sunflower. It reached 35 feet and 9 inches, taller than a telephone pole.
How tall?
35 feet and 9 inches.
So, like, Miles Turner for the Pacers. Well, he's not on the Pacers anymore,
Mhm.
but he's like 7 foot tall. So if you took five of him and just stacked him on top of himself, that's how tall this thing would be.
Yeah. The previous record was held by somebody in Germany, but this flower in Fort Wayne clearly beat the record. It's got a name even. The flower has a name.
Oh, the flower has a name.
It's called Clover. And on September 3rd, about 85 people gathered in Fort Wayne to witness the official measurement. And they had representatives from Guinness on hand. They had a drone and a cherry picker.
I was going to ask you.
used to confirm the height.
Yeah, how did they get up there to do that? Okay, so what does he do now? Just snip it and let it fall down?
Yeah, I don't know what he's going to do. I think eventually it will just fall over,
Well,
right?
it's a sunflower.
Yeah, it gets top heavy.
This is very bizarre that this is what people do.
Put their time and energy
I mean, at some
towards.
point, this guy had to be sitting around and said, whether he likes sunflowers, whatever, you know what I'm going to do?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to grow the world's tallest sunflower. Because we haven't done enough for Ukraine in this country, Casey. We haven't given Ukraine enough. Now we need to have their flower on American soil setting the Guinness Book of World Records.
Well, this guy is a landscape gardener, and he also sells seeds. Now, keep in mind, he has been in the United States since he was 12 years old. He's a grown adult with children now, so he's been here for quite a while. The giant flower, it's going to be featured in a documentary called Bloom. But that got me thinking about the Guinness Book of World Records.
Yeah.
You know, it started...
How do you work there? How do you get there? How do you get to work for? Is that you go in Indeed or something? Are they looking for people? How do you get a job?
I want to be a record measurer.
With the Guinness Book of World. And okay, so let's say some guy says I'm going to grow the world's tallest sunflower. They've got to have a historical log of that.
Yeah.
Hey, Pete, get back in the sunflower section of the book. Let's see what the tallest sunflower is.
Yes. They're keeping these, measurements and documents. It was first published in 1955, and it started out of England because some guys were arguing in a pub, and somebody said, hey, you know what? It'd be really good if we could start keeping track of stuff, and this might not be a bad idea for a book.
How do they make money, though? Okay, so my question, at one point they physically sold a book, right?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe they still do, but in the internet era, how do they make money? Do you have to subscribe to their web? I'm sure it's all online now. Do you have to subscribe to their website? Is it a pay service?
Yeah, behind a paywall.
Probably
That's
really
an
should have
interesting
done
question.
my homework and looked this up before we did this segment.
Well, besides the book, the Guinness Book of World Records, it expanded to TV shows, museums, attractions, and social media, like you said. The book, published in over 100 countries, 37 different languages, and they do have people who send applications. They submit an application like, hey, I think I've got the record for whatever it is you're doing. And then they have adjusters, educators that come and verify the record. So like this guy in Fort Wayne had to submit his sunflower.
Oh, there it is. I just went on their website, and it's right there. You can just look it up. There it is. Boom.
So
this
you don't
guy's
have to
on
pay
there.
for it?
The smallest sunflower was 2 1/5 inches.
That's just a little guy.
Oh, yeah. So there's records for all this. So I'm still, okay. That's interesting to me. Now I'm going to spend the weekend figuring out how they make money now because this was a free to.
You're always interested in the business model. So if you were to enter something in the Guinness Book of World Records, what would it be? Longest rant?
Yeah, well, that's what I was going to say. Maybe I'll give
biggest ego.
Maybe we'll do it next week. We'll find out what the world's longest Lincoln Day dinner speech is,
right.
And I can give it on.
Like they're keeping track of that.
Well, they kept track of a sunflower.
Sure, why not?
Why wouldn't they keep track of boring-ass speeches?
Get on there and look up Lincoln Day dinner. First of all, the people at Guinness would be like, what is a Lincoln Day dinner? What are you talking about?
Well, that was a very uplifting story, both in terms of positive, but also very high in the air.
Yes,
so you checked all the boxes.
I encourage you to go break a record this weekend of kindness and love. Can you do that?
Well, you're coming to the wrong place for that, Casey.
Try, Rob, try. All right, that's going to do it for us. Thank you, Rob. Thank you, Kevin. Thank you, Caleb. And thank you for listening today. Have a great weekend. It's been Kendall and Casey on 93 WIBC.
Whether it's the good food or the friendly mood, you can count on Indiana to never lose when it comes to tailgating. And we want to see you at every game. That's why Hubler's got you covered with the best warranty around. So kick off the season in a Hubler quality pre-owned vehicle. Right now, you can buy with 0 down. Choose from over 2,000 cars, trucks, and SUVs. Plus, every Hubler Q certified vehicle is covered by a 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranty. Includes a 128-point vehicle inspection and a free Carfax history report. We'll pay top dollar for your trade. Bring Hubler your old car for an immediate appraisal. 0 down delivers, and Hubler's got you covered for 100,000 miles.
Hubler's got you covered.
Visit drivehubler.com or any of our 13 convenient locations.
Cover me.
Select models, approved credit. Warranty on select models less than 9 years old.
20 ribeyes for $35. That's 20 ribeyes for $35 at 2 locations in Indianapolis going on now. 20 ribeyes for only $35 at the corner of South Emerson and Thompson Road. Just look for the big truck. Also in the parking lot across the street from Perry Meridian 6th Grade Academy. Also on the big truck is cases of T-bones, fillets, New York strips, burgers, and a whole lot more. Big truck sale. Marinated chicken breasts too. Don't wait. Big steak sale at 2 different locations at the corner of South Emerson and Thompson Road. Also in the Hardee's parking lot on Meridian across from Perry Meridian 6th Grade Academy. 20 ribeyes for just $35. Don't wait. Everything must go. Big truck sale. That's 20 ribeyes for $35 at the corner of South Emerson and Thompson Road. Also in the Hardee's parking lot on Meridian across from Perry Meridian 6th Grade Academy. Get there before the truck is gone.
Garage Doors of Indianapolis is everything that's right about Central Indiana. They've been locally family-owned for 50 years, helping our local economy remain strong by employing 70 families. Garage Doors of Indianapolis is proud to do business right here in the great state of Indiana. They're a conservative-minded company that shares our values and stands by their products and services. You can call Garage Doors of Indianapolis today for service today. 875-4577, 875-4577, or visit doorstoday.com.
Seems like there's more identity theft in the news every day.
Another major healthcare breach was reported today, resulting in the exposure of 1 in 4 consumers have been a victim of identity.
That's because there are endless places that could accidentally expose you to identity theft, in a breach or simply by mistake. LifeLock monitors hundreds of millions of data points a second. If your identity is stolen, we'll fix it, guaranteed or your money back. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code NEWS at lifelock.com. Terms apply.
On the level, on the go. 93 WIBC Indianapolis.
Coming up.
So the latest drought outlook now has moderate drought.
Then they will be choosing to shut the government down.
Several 911 calls came in.
There's a lot of value to the state of Indiana.
This is the WIBC News at noon.
Something he says will get better soon. Right now, you've got sunny skies. It's 81 degrees in the Circle City. I'm John Herrick. Here's what's trending at 12 noon. Since Indiana's gotten little to no rain lately, drought conditions have become a problem over the last couple weeks.
So the latest drought outlook now has moderate drought for a majority of the eastern half of Indiana, and it also includes portions of the I-70 corridor as we get into western portions of Indiana.
Aaron Updike with the National Weather Service in Indianapolis says things should ease up, though, with rain about to move in.
We are expecting some rain chances as early as tomorrow, so hopefully there's going to be a little bit scattered, so we'll see where it exactly falls, but hopefully we get enough to help improve some of the drought conditions as we get into next week.
He says the possibilities for rain are there through at least the middle of next week, and high temperatures are supposed to cool down into the 70s. A little more than a half hour ago, the House passed what they are calling a stopgap measure that keeps the government funded through November 21st. House Speaker Mike Johnson says now it's time for Democrats to do the right thing.
If they choose to vote against this clean, completely nonpartisan CR, then they will be choosing to shut the government down, and they will owe the consequences of what happens following that.
Now, Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer has previously vowed to defeat the legislation because he says Democrats have their own funding plan that they drew up. Both the GOP and Democrat measures are expected to fail on the Senate floor later today. The House also adopting a resolution this morning honoring the late conservative activist Charlie Kirk. It condemns political violence after Kirk was shot and killed in Utah last week. It also praises Kirk as someone who worked tirelessly to promote unity. While Democrats have been unanimous in condemning Kirk's killing, many have also denounced him for his stances on race and civil rights. Kirk was also honored Thursday night on Monument Circle. About 100 people gathered to sing and pray for Kirk and his family. His service is planned for Sunday at the Cardinal Stadium in Glendale, Arizona. 3 months after 2 teenagers were shot and killed in downtown Indianapolis, that case remains unsolved. Ryan Hedrick reports.
Several 911 calls came in early July 5th reporting shootings that killed 2 teenage boys.
Somebody has to step up. Technology, forensics, all those things can only take you so far.
Indy Metro Police Chief Chris Bailey spoke Thursday at the department's Downtown Community Day.
It's really going to come down to eyewitnesses and people stepping forward to say, I was there, this is what I saw. They have video on their own cameras that we don't have.
He says a curfew for teenagers downtown is still in effect. Ryan Hedrick, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
Court documents released today show that a Marion County jail deputy is facing felony charges after admitting that he smuggled drugs to an inmate. Investigators say Bryce Birdsong brought Suboxone strips into the jail at least 3 times and passed them to an inmate named Devon Clay during recreation time. Investigators say the plan involved cash payments and help from a woman outside the jail. Officers say they later found more drugs, a handgun, and marijuana in Birdsong's locker and car. A dump truck driver is dead, but the Indiana Fever season still alive. Those stories and more next on 93 WIBC.
Coming up on Tony Katz today, they're lying again about why Jimmy Kimmel was taken off the air. And there's free speech or there's nothing. And that's a message for Republicans. That's after the news at noon on 93 WIBC.
Well, Tony, President Trump has suggested sending American troops back to Afghanistan.
When President Trump authorized his Secretary of State, Mike Pompeo, to negotiate an end to the Afghan war with the Taliban, the document included an agreement for the U.S. military to leave all military bases in Afghanistan, including Bagram. Here's what the Trump administration agreed to in the president's first term. Quote, the United States, its allies, and the coalition will complete the withdrawal of their remaining forces from Afghanistan within 14 months and will withdraw all their forces from remaining bases. Now there seems to be a change of heart. Now President Trump's offhand remark about retaking Bagram Air Force Base while visiting the UK has stunned many and left people asking, what's the plan?
That's Fox's Jennifer Griffin reporting. A new tool unveiled this week is supposed to help with firefighter recruitment. Johnette Cruz reports.
The International Association of Fire Chiefs is bringing a new digital toolkit to Indiana that aims to help fire departments improve firefighter retention. The toolkit was presented to Indiana Fire Department leaders at the Indiana Fire and EMS conference on Thursday. Here's Megan Teeley, Indiana Fire Chiefs Association Executive Director.
The national toolkit brings a lot of value to the state of Indiana in the sense of we can have all of our Indiana fire departments take this survey, can be compared to other fire departments on the national level.
Megan also says that recruiting new volunteer firefighters is essential, but retention is what keeps our community safe. Johnette Cruz, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
A dump truck driver is dead in Danville. Jarrett Lewis explains what happened Thursday.
The Hendricks County Sheriff's Office says a 63-year-old man was driving the truck eastbound on US 36 when it went left over the center line and fell off the road, eventually ramming into a house in Danville. The driver had to be removed from the truck, but unfortunately died in the crash. No one else was injured, and no one was home at the time of the incident. Deputies are looking into what caused the truck to leave the road. Jarrett Lewis, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
And the Indiana Fever are moving on to the WNBA semifinals after beating the Atlanta Dream Thursday night, 87-85. They face the Las Vegas Aces next. Home games for the Fever at Gainbridge Fieldhouse in that series will be September 26th and September 28th if necessary. Tickets go on sale at 2 o'clock this afternoon. I'm John Herrick on The Level, on the go, and on WIBC.com.
This hour powered by Absolute Comfort, your American Standard Mitsubishi Electric Douglas Mini Splits dealer.
Live from the heartland and the crossroads of America, it's Tony Katz Today.
So we don't have a shutdown. Look at us. Look at us not having a shutdown. I think that's spectacular. We're going to keep the government open for, I don't know, another couple months there, Speaker Johnson?
In the event of a shutdown, are you open to negotiating with Schumer and Jeffries, or are you just going to wait out to see if they pass?
I mean, if Chuck Schumer's negotiation is that he wants to add $1.4 trillion in new spending, the answer is heck no, we're not doing that. And we're not going to pay for health care for illegal aliens. That's against the law. We're not doing that. They're not being reasonable at all. A short-term CR is not a partisan exercise. We could have loaded this up with partisan provisions, but we're not doing that because we're governing in a responsible manner. I hope Chuck Schumer and the Democrats in the Senate will do the same.
So the House moves forward. Let's see what the Senate does. Put it all on Schumer. I love it. All of it. Because Schumer's on his way out whether he knows it or not. Which is why Ocasio-Cortez feels very, very good about the future, whether that be Senate or 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. Tony Katz today, what are you doing? 833-468-8669. 833-GOT-TONY. That's how you get to be a part of the show. Grab your cigar. I've got a Brickhouse Maduro here. It is very, very enjoyable. I'm happy to see the movement. But as I said to you just the other day, shut it down, don't shut it down. I'm not about to get worked up by any of this, and neither should you.
We're trying to operate in good faith here. Now, Chuck Schumer and the Democrats issued a counteroffer, and the counteroffer is filled with poison pills and partisan demands that will break the system down, and Chuck Schumer knows that. He's trying to force, for example, and everybody at home needs to understand what Chuck Schumer is trying to do, is force $1.4 trillion in additional spending on the American people, a spending hike on a very short-term continuing resolution to keep the government open. He also wants to make sure, he wants to reinstate health care to be provided free by American taxpayers for illegal aliens. We're not going to do that either. He also wants to add $500 million to prop up left-leaning media organizations. We're not doing that either. Chuck Schumer chose to try to make this a partisan exercise, and Hakeem Jeffries as well. And it's wrong to do that. And so if they choose to vote against this clean, completely nonpartisan CR, then they will be choosing to shut the government down, and they will owe the consequences of what happens following that. So I think it's a very shameful turn of events. I hope they do the right thing, and Schumer and the Democrats in the Senate have an opportunity to do that. Everybody in America can see what happens with it.
Correct. Now, regardless of what it is that the Democratic Party is looking for, if I'm the Republican Party, I simply call the vote. Call it. Let them vote against it and then say you shut down the government. Don't do anything else. They shut down the government. 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 They hate the military. They hate military families. They hate military babies. They want military members to die. That's what they want. They want all military members dead. That's the Democratic Party. And you take that with you in to the election of 2026. You take it into the midterms. You take it all the way to victory. Yes, pure politics, brazen and all the rest. That's what you do. Thomas Massey voted against this bill, and so did Victoria Sparks, full disclosure, my member of Congress. Victoria Sparks is a very unique person. We have a very lovely relationship, but she is just odd. But a Democrat did come over, Jared Golden of Maine, and that passes the legislation. So for those of you playing the home game, the House passed a bipartisan continuing resolution. See how we do that? That's how we do that. The Republicans worked with Democrats to create something that could get itself to the Senate. Now, that's a far cry from the 58 Democrats who voted no on a resolution honoring the life and legacy of Charlie Kirk.
It's another way, I think.
What a very odd thing to do. Peculiar and strange. A vote of 310 to 58. Why would you vote against this? Hakeem Jeffries voted in favor of it. Catherine Clark, who is the Democrat whip, and the caucus chairman, Pete Aguilar of California, all voted for it. But no, not progressives. Would it have really hurt? Would it? Well, certainly if you're committed to calling Charlie Kirk a white supremacist, if you're committed to calling him this Nazi and this fascist, and he never said something worthwhile a day in his life, and everything he's done is hateful, well, then okay. I get it. You can't bring yourself to do it. Which brings us to Representative Ocasio-Cortez. Now, I have not heard this yet in its entirety, but I wanted to share it with you. I figured we could experience it together. When we talk about this continuing resolution, I'm having a conversation purely and completely about the politics. 10,000% about the politics. Nothing but the politics. I don't like continuing resolutions. I'd like to see a freaking budget already. Can we all be grown-ups? That would be fantastic. That would be a joy. Terrific. That would be dreamy. If we could just see the budget already and have ourselves not in continuing resolutions, but actually have a plan. That would be magnificent. But we don't have that. We're not getting that. We're not close to that. So we have to deal with what we have to deal with. And what we have to deal with is continuing resolutions. This is the politics of the thing. Well, then go about winning the politics of the thing. Get it done. Have the Democrats take the blame for it. Ta-da. I mean, that's the plan, right? I'm a consultant now. Where's my, $200,000 a month for giving that world-class advice? When you are looking at a resolution to honor Charlie Kirk, you ask yourself, is this really worth opposing? Is it really worth being objecting to? Could have just voted present. No, you're going to vote no. You vote no because of the politics of the thing. You need to call Charlie Kirk this name. You need to call Tony Katz that name. You need to call Mark Levin that name. You need to call Hugh Hewitt that name. You need to call Ben Shapiro that name. You need to do these things, don't you? You need to call Fox News those names. You need to call Donald Trump those names. You need to call Newsmax those names. You need to call everybody who listens to me or to Newsmax or to Fox or to Shapiro or to Hewitt or to this one or that one. You need to label them as fascists. You need to label them as hateful. You need this because you have nothing else. You have your politics to serve. You do. But it's a great example of what it is that these leftist politics are. This is Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez speaking on the House floor. Now, I'm going to assume, producer Landon, there's no way she has any four-letter words in here, but finger on the dump button just in case. Listen.
A license for the abuse of power and whitewashing of American history. Today's resolution only underscores the majority's recklessness by choosing to author this condemnation and honoring on a purely partisan basis, instead of uniting Congress in this tragedy with one of the many bipartisan options to condemn political violence and Kirk's murder.
You cannot condemn political violence without stating that the assassin was agitated by, indoctrinated by, incited by leftist rhetoric, calling anybody who disagrees with him or his romantic partner a fascist or a Nazi. You have to say that that is in and of itself wrong. If you are unwilling to say so, you can't then talk about the other things. When Ilhan Omar and the censure comes up regarding her anti-Semitism, her flat-out Jew hatred, you can't say, well, we really need a resolution saying we condemn all kinds of hate. No. She said that people support Israel because it's all about the Benjamins. That is a Jew-hating bigot. That is what you address. And this is the obfuscation that Representative Ocasio-Cortez is getting into. And then,
as we did with the late Melissa Hortman, instead, the majority proceeded with a resolution that brings great pain to the millions of Americans who endured segregation, Jim Crow, and the legacy of bigotry today.
I think that it's important that we never go back to Democrats being in power so we don't have any of those things again.
We should be clear about who Charlie Kirk was. A man who believed that the Civil Rights Act that granted Black Americans the right to vote was a mistake. Who, after the violent attack on Paul Pelosi, claimed that, quote, some amazing patriot, unquote, should bail out his brutal assailant. And accused Jews of controlling, quote, not just the colleges, it's the nonprofits, it's the movies, it's Hollywood, it's all of it.
Now, no one has been more problematic to Jews than Democrats. Not Charlie Kirk. You can argue he said things you didn't like. I don't make any statement to somehow how you can't bring something up. But you don't get to talk, Representative Ocasio-Cortez, about Jews considering your side of the aisle, and you celebrate the release of Mahmoud Khalil. That Jew-hating bigot. You side with Ilhan Omar and Rashida Tlaib. Who are you talking to? Do you not think we see you? The Democratic Party has accepted and supported the Jew-hating bigotry going on for years now. I am asked a question repeatedly. This wasn't my plan. I'm asked a question repeatedly. Why are Jews liberals? Being Jewish myself, I get asked this question a lot, and there is no good answer. Some people say that it comes as an original thesis of a fear of the cross, right? You have these people who have been persecuted. The Christians persecuted them, so they not only try and hide from that so they're not hurt, but then they support the underdog who are also being abused, and therefore they can gain friendships and relationships and maybe protection through that. That's a concept. Larry Greenfield can far better engage elucidation on that. Then, as my brother, the good Dr. Katz, and I have discussed, there's the concept of something called Bubby think. Bubby is the term for grandmother. Your grandmother came to this country in the 30s, the 40s, the 50s. She didn't know any better. She was escaping Lord only knows what. She got to New York, and they said, hey, here's a job, and here's benefits, and all you got to do is sign this card, and all of a sudden she was a communist, or she was a member of the union. She didn't actually know what it meant, but she knew that she had a job, and she knew she had benefits, and okay, this is good. And 3 generations later, 2 generations later, 4 generations later, whatever it may be, these people still think like their grandmother. Their grandmother can't drive. You wouldn't trust your grandmother with an iPhone. Yet somehow you listen to her when it comes to politics? Well, that's the way we've always been, and that's the way we'll always be. Well, then you are always fools. You're wrong. My people, the so-called smart ones. It's madness. Voting for absolutely their own destruction. Absolutely. And yes, friendships have been ended over it, and it stinks to high heaven. People unfriending me. I don't know about you. My guy ain't perfect, but he supports my right to exist and doesn't think I should be pushed around on a college campus. And Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez hangs around with the people who do the pushing and then says Charlie Kirk was the problem. Oh, honey. Honey.
Unquote. His rhetoric and beliefs were ignorant, uneducated, and sought to disenfranchise millions of Americans.
And that quote, kids, is going to get played in every single Republican district by every single Republican running for office. This is what she said about Charlie Kirk. It's going to be followed up by every time she didn't know the answer to anything. Every time she went, and I quote, "Nah." That's what's going to happen. That's what you're going to see. She said this. She couldn't just vote present. No. She had to go after the dead guy because her political future depended on it. In case you didn't know what you were up against, that is the kind of thing you're up against. I'm Tony Katz. This is Tony Katz Today.
86, 85 fever.
93 WIBC.
The resilience, the toughness, the grit, the fight, the scrappiness.
What happens next?
2 teenagers were shot and killed.
Happens here.
This maniac stepping and stomping on him.
To honor Kirk's legacy.
In a time of peril to help the U.S.
Stay in the know.
A deep fake video.
You're on the go.
And if he's okay with that video, I am too.
The crackdown is working.
On air, online, and on Alexa.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire.